Good morning. Welcome to Sewing Street. I'm John Cole Morgan, and I know you were expecting Vicky this morning, but she's had to go and work in Jewellery Maker, so you got me. Really excited you can join me this morning. Look at this fabulous early bird special, and I have to say, one's in my basket already. It is such a lovely, lovely colourway. I can't even remember what these colours are. Is that the hot tomato? I think that's the hot tomato, or orange. But just look how beautifully they go together. Absolutely loving these. It's half metre of each, so you're getting 4 metres in total. So effectively, if you were to buy these individually, you'd be paying £3.49 more than the £10.47 that we've got on the screen at the moment. And you're getting these 4 fantastic colours. I just love them. So this is, we've got the colours now. So that's orange, coral, misty blue, and beige. And you know what? I don't think beige has ever looked quite so glamorous. Look at those fantastic colourways. They are absolutely beautiful. I am very, very excited about this. Let me show you how big each one of these are. They are fabulous quality, 100% quilting cotton. Look at that. Huge amount of fabric for this. Oops, I'll move that there. Look at that colour. It's really, really a lovely, rich colour. Because I know when people say beige, they're always like clutch their pearls and go, oh no, not beige, darling. But this is such a lovely colour. It's really nice. Whenever we have a bundle as our early bird, it is incredibly popular, not only because of the quality, but look at that price. Such a good deal. So this is our misty blue. And you can just tell it's such a lovely, lovely colour. And it's not really, I wouldn't have called it blue. It's a bit more of a sage green. It is absolutely lovely. Because even if you're not thinking of using these possibly as all as a bundle, these would be such great stash builders as well. So really lovely colourway with these. I'm becoming addicted to just having loads of solids in my stash at the moment. You know what this actually does remind me of? Do you know that Farrell and Ball company that does those amazing colourways for paint? These actually remind me of those beautiful traditional colours in that. And then this is our, what did we call this one? It's coral, that's what it was, because I wanted to say pink, but it wasn't pink. Such a lovely, lovely colourway. So you're getting half a metre of this one as well. So that's 3 half metres. That's effectively what you're going to pay for because you've got 1/2 metre free, which means that this lovely orange, if you buy this bundle, the orange is free, or you can say the beige is free, whichever one you like. But those are the 3 that you would effectively pay for. £10.47 there. And then you're getting this wonderful colour as well. And all you lovely people up bright and early, you're so welcome. It's lovely to have you. And now you're going to get this wonderful deal. That is really a lovely, lovely colour combination, this. And there we go. And well done if you have got this in your basket already. Such a great deal for you there. Those are the 4 colours. You've got your beige, your misty blue, your coral and your orange. Half a metre of each, £10.47. And remember, we've got our 1-day P&Ps, so if you've now purchased the early bird, congratulations. And you've now paid for your postage and packaging for the rest of the day. Everything else you order through the rest of the day will be completely free postage and packaging wise. So if that's on the website or if it's on our call centre, you will only pay the 1-day P&P. If you haven't shopped with us before, best way to do that would be on our website, www.sewingstreet.com. But if you would prefer not to use the website, obviously you can give us a ring. 0800 001 4433. The call centre will answer your call as quickly as they can. Just obviously with social distancing and everything, everybody has got slightly less staff than usual, so we're just making sure that everybody is safe. So bear with us, you may need to wait a minute or 2 longer. We thank you for your support in that. Really, really great deal there. And it's all completely free with our telephone number as well. 0800 numbers obviously being free. Just to check if it's on your mobile, just check your service provider provides that for free. But don't forget as well, we've got our social media platforms. So if you want to get in touch with us and you want to send us a message on the studio, we'd love to hear from you. Best way of doing that is www.facebook.com/Sewing Street TV. And you'll see on that page there's a little message button. And we're monitoring those all the way through the show. So if you've got a question about anything that we've got, or you just want to say hello, we'd love to hear from you. Drop us a message there. If you also want to touch base with us on Instagram, our username is @SewingStreet, and we've also got our Facebook fans page as well, which is Sewing Street Fans. And the best thing that I think we've got as well is our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you want to look up that, you just search Sewing Street on YouTube, and any of the demos, all the shows we've had, or any broadcasts we've done since the 14th of February will all be available on there. You just go in the videos section, sort it by date, and you'll see every single show that we've done, every demo. My block of the week is on there as a separate hour as well, so it's a really nice resource for you to always to have on that. Now, I am beyond excited because this is the very first time that we've had this on Sewing Street. Aurifil threads. I know. They are amazing. I am so excited about this, and I got to open them all as well, which I'm very excited about. Many of you would have used Aurifil before. If you haven't, this is the premier cotton to use for everything. These are 50 weight. 1,300 meters on each spool, so you're getting these 4 colorways there. Oh, let me go there. Just getting that in the right place. So we've got, I know everybody looks at these and think, oh, those are boring colours, but these are the colours that you would use most when you're doing piecing, whether you're doing quilting, whether you're doing embroidery. These are 50 weight, so it's an incredibly universal thread weight to be able to use. I know for my piecing, those are the top colours that I use for my piecing. I use that one a lot more recently as well, but the black is also very important, so when you're doing your darker colours, the black would work really well. But if I'm doing quilting, really dense quilting, this thread is absolutely perfect for that. I'm using my grey a lot more with my quilting at the moment. I'm just in a grey phase, and they work so beautifully. But also, these other threads are just perfect for embroidery. If you're doing really dense quilting as well, you want a thread that's really going to be nice and strong and robust and work really, really well. And here they are. These Aurifils are fantastic. Worldwide brand, and it is definitely the leading thread supplier. It's 100% cotton. We've got different threads, but we've got lots of different threads on this, but I have to say, I love Aurifil. I'm a little bit scared of Aurifil because it's so amazing, and I think it's such great quality. I just think, oh, my stuff's not good enough. I just won't use the Aurifil. But you know what? I'm being absolutely silly because this stuff is fantastic, and it really, really helps work it's easier to work with, and it works, especially because I do tend to use a cheaper thread, and I do find that I end up with a lot of lint in my machine. So I'm spending a lot more time cleaning my machine, and the piecing sometimes cheaper thread isn't quite as good. This is fantastic. Aurifil is absolutely stunning. Really, really love this. And the thing is as well, I look at this and I think it's a bit of a false economy. You're spending so much money on these fantastic fabrics and patterns and designs and kits and everything. And then you're going to go and cheap out on your thread, which is a bit silly when you're spending so much money on these. And they're 1,300 meters on each of these. There's so much thread. These will last you for ages. But I will say my little top tip on it, I'm going to get my pointy little stiletto. What I'm going to tell you to do as well, this little tiny plasticky bit over here, you've got these little plastic bits in there. Before I put this on the machine, I always take, oh, there we go. I always take this little bit out here, because how many of us have done this? We've put it on the machine, we just plop it on, and you end up with this little gooey bit stuck to that machine bit, and you always get that little bit of a problem with the glue. So these stilettos are perfect for that, unless you do what I've just done and stuck it to the side of the box. There we go. But I do think that that's a little top tip in getting rid of these. Just makes your life a lot easier. And now that I've done this, it means I can use them in the studio. So just take these little bits out when you put them on, and you won't end up with them being on your machine. And with this as well, there's a great debate about whether you use polyester thread or whether you use cotton thread. I personally use polyester at the moment, but there are times where I will use cotton. It's a personal preference, and it might be project specific as well. But we have guests who only use polyester. We've had guests who only use cotton. So it's entirely up to you. But I would say if you are going to be using cotton, this is the one to do it with. It is, and it comes in such a lovely little box. You've got all these lovely little bits here. I love them. And I do think they are necessities, and they call it Necessities House Collection because these are the threads that every single one of us use the most often. And honestly, this is the colour I'm using for quilting at the moment most often. And when I'm doing my piecing, these are the ones I'm finding. These are the three. And the black, if you're using a navy or a darker colour, doing a black thread just makes it easier. But also if you're wanting to do some really impact, dramatic quilting, do the black. Because it's one of those things, you can just do a tiny bit of stitching on it and it works so, so beautifully. Sorry. But with these as well, you think about when you buy a selection box like this, you always look at it and you think, whenever you buy something like maybe a toiletry bag or box or something at Christmas, you get them and you've always got that one little bottle at the end and you're thinking, not used that before, not so much. But then when you end up using it, you love that more than some of the other products as well. And for me, the black would be that. But I sew with black so much more than I do with white colours at the minute, which is a bit weird. So I'm very keen on this and I'm going to definitely give this a go. And these are going in our studio and I'm excited because they're going in all of our little machines. Really fabulous, fabulous product, these. We have got quite a lot of these, so don't worry, we've got them in stock for a while because it's our launch and we wanted to make sure that we got everything that you needed. But they are going to go quickly because it's the first time we've had Aurifil and it is such a great brand and people have been asking for it for so long. It's just nice to be able to have it with you as well. It's great. Really, really loving these. We're going to come back to these during the show as well, so I'm going to put them safely away in their little bed. And it's great because then you can put them in the little thing, then they can stare at you from across the room. So we're going to put that just over there. So now we're going to look at this wonderful book by Susan Briscoe, The Compendium of Quilting Techniques. And what I love about with these is, am I in the right place? Do this on the overhead, sorry. This is a fabulous compendium here, and what the compendium is, you've got all these fantastic different quilting techniques all in one place, and it is a really, really fun way of doing it. And I'm going to go through and just show you some of these incredible techniques and ideas on this. And see these, and you've got all the different types of rotary cutters as well, and it's really great. I think this is a good idea for complete beginners because sometimes you don't actually know you need to ask a question about something like ironing and ironing boards as well, where this is all here, and it's a nice little one of those books that you'd sit down and you'd have a read through it all, and some of the information, like I've never microwave dyed anything in my entire life. I'm unlikely to do it. Actually, that's a lie. I did that with the fabulous Jenny Raymond. I lie, I did do that. But I've never done indigo dyeing because you need sunshine for that. And remembering where we live, we can only do indigo dyeing at the moment by the look of it. But I've never done that, but it's nice to be able to know this. I've never stamped a quilt, making stamps. I've never done any of these. But it's also great because you've got the history and backgrounds for all these different things as well. Look at these fun pictures here. And these are digital images, can be, including scanned photographs and documents, are easily WordPress. Okay. This is really good for a memory quilt. That's a good idea. Now, you see, I've not even thought of that, and now doing a memory quilt, that's now on my radar. Oh, and that's really useful, the colour wheel. Being able to show you the different colour wheel, what a colour wheel means and what's opposite the colour in the colour wheel as well. Because I think they say if you're going to use a blue-green, your exact contrast should be red-orange. And it's really handy to have that, to know exact contrast or direct contrast, what they all are. And it shows the complementary colours, it explains all of this as well, which is great. This gives you a little taster of something. And then if you want to do more research, you can, because Susan's written several books. Oh, look at that, with that gradation. That's very pretty. And then we talk about tints and tones as well. And you can see each of these little tips are all numbered. So that's number 76, And it's great because all of these, like one patch quilting, I know a little bit about that, but now if I read in that and then it's telling me a bit more about it, and then I'm able to go and find out more about that if I want to, or I've then changed my idea of a project that I'm going to do. Oh my goodness, look at this. Stars and octagons. Templates for 8 star points and octagonal blocks can easily be worked out by folding paper. Oh, that's very clever. Oh, look, I'm not sure if you can go, I'm not sure how, that one you may not be able to see, but what we've done is folded a piece of paper out, and you can actually see the printout of the little star. That's very clever. Hopefully you can see that way. It's a really good tips and tricks book, that. And we've had this book on before, and it's previously sold out 2 or 3 times, once or twice, I think. But it's a oh, look at that. That's one of the stack and wax methods as well. So many. Oh, and there's a question about fussy cutting as well, and it shows you how to do your fussy cutting as well. So it's a really great book, and it literally tells you every single different idea you could possibly have about quilting. And now I'm only on 146, and I've got 7 quilts in my head that I've got to do now. Oh, string patchwork is quite good as well. That's really good for doing using your scraps up as well. This is definitely not a project book as well, which is great, because I think we all have quite a few of those. This is a bit more of an inspiration book where you're able to come up with different ideas that you want to do for yourself. And it teaches you different methods as well, like you've got your foundation paper piecing here as well, teaching you the stitch sequence of doing foundation paper piecing, which can be different. That is great. I'm sorry, I should be telling you more about the book, but I'm so intrigued about this. Is very, very useful, doing the inset seams. It shows you how to do your seams and doing your a Y seam. That's what I was looking for. Thank you for that. Doing the Y seam on that and being able to then fold your pieces to be able to do it. Y seams terrify me. I still don't know how to do that. And I've had the best in the business teach me how to do it, hold my hand whilst I've been doing it. These are brilliant. Oh, and then curved quilting is very good as well. That's a nice way of doing that. You see, now I'm on 186, and I've got, what, 7 quilts in my 8 quilts now? Oh, that's stunning. Oh, that's lovely. Pat Story made that one. Nice little English paper piecing project there. That's lovely. Ooh. But it's great because it has got every single different idea you could possibly have. But looking through this, you can see why this is sold out so well so often. It's really good. Ooh, Hawaiian applique, that is incredible. Because you then fold your piece of paper into 8, and you cut out this intricate design over there, and you get your block like that, and then you're supposed to do that with fabric as well. So you start with paper, and then you test it out with fabric, and then I'm sure you've all seen this, where you've got the positive and negative of the fabric once you've cut it out. So the red would be the positive, and the negative would be if you had what's remaining of that red piece. If you're really skilled and able to cut that out in one go, you'd be able to have what the white is there in red and then have the inverse as white. It's a really, really incredible technique, one I've never been brave enough to take on, but it does make it sound so easy on this now. But I'm definitely not doing that one on air, because you know I'm going to set fire to the stage or something at that point. But look at this as well. These are fabulous, these Celtic knotwork things. They are brilliant. They are really good. And you need a really good twin needle for that, and some fusible 4 or 6 mil bias tape. That was it. That's the word I was looking for there. That you got them in there. It's that roll right there. Good old Clover with all their products. Oh my gosh, I can't even pronounce that. What is that? Broderie per se. Oh, very fancy. Now you see, this is a page I would read and go, oh, very nice, next. Simply because I don't know what it is, but I would probably read that up. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's individual. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm reading. But I do think if you sat down and tried to do everything in this book, you'd be doing it for a lifetime. It's brilliant. I've got that fabric. I've got that fabric. How many times do you read a book and you can say, I've got that fabric? Oh, I love it. Oh, look at the kitty cat. And it's really great. They're teaching you there about hand quilting. We're only on 283 at this point. This is brilliant. Loads of different ideas. And these are finishing techniques. What's that one? Wavy lines. Ooh, that's fun. She's used a separate piece of thread to drag that across. Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, I really am indulging in this book. Sorry, you can see this is the problem. You pick the book up and you just can't stop. But that's a really good testament to exactly what's in here, that you can actually go through and completely forget that you're actually on television and you're supposed to be telling people about the book, and you go, this is really important. This is really, really important. A lot of people do not label their quilts, and it really frustrates me because you spend so many ideas. Oh, I'm not sure putting the address of Mrs. Billsborough in the book was a good idea. I'm hoping when Linda doesn't live there anymore. If you do, forget that, cross that out. There we go. But that's a really nice way of doing it because it gives such a provenance of the quilt. And I love the fact there is the address there. Privacy, I'm sure, has been sorted. But it just then means that you know where that quilt was made, which I love, because all these older quilts now, like in the V&A and all over, it's nice to know that you'll be able to know where it was made. I love that. But the only thing I will say is that if you are entering your quilt into a competition, I put my label on after it's been in the competition so they don't know who you are. But this is a fantastic, oh gosh, even preparing your quilt for an exhibition. This is brilliant. There is literally from the very beginning to the very end, what exhibition labels. You will be sent up an exhibition label to attach this to the back of your quilt. Okay. Oh, that's brilliant. I love that. So it even tells you how to label your quilt for an exhibition. This is brilliant. That's only 396. It even tells you how to collect your quilt at the end of an exhibition. It's number 400. Oh gosh, we're on 401. It keeps going. We've got 405. What does it say on the front here? 400. Nope, typo. There's 405 tips and techniques in this fabulous book here. So all of those beautiful, wonderful different suggestions, some you may use, some you may not, but it's good to be informed and to know what they are. $9.99 for that book by Susan Briscoe today. So if we're going at 405 tips on this, that's 2p a tip. So you're literally getting your 2 pence worth, literally, for each and every possible thing you could want to know about quilting. So that is really, really, really great deal there. Hang on. Don't tell Hayley this. This is $12.99 on the back here, $9.99 on your screens. So you're saving £3 on the book as well. Don't tell Susan. There we go. So there we go. You've got that fabulous Susan Briscoe book there, a compendium of quilt, 400 tips and techniques, 405 actually, we've proven that, and Linda Billsborough's address. So there we go. You've got that all in that wonderful book there. Really great deal there. What are we looking at next? We can look at our fabulous Spotty bundles. I'm going to start at the back or with the front. Perfect. So any of you who have done one of my Bargellos, you have seen my absolute addiction to these spots and planes. These are fabulous. I love this colourway. Really, really lovely colourway here. So you're getting 5 half meters here. And they are, if I'm not mistaken, it's a 3mm. Hang on, I'm grabbing my ruler. I think it's a 1/8 inch spot on that one. So whatever that is, I think that's a 3mm spot. So we have our colours ready when you are. Which end do you want to start? This one? Perfect. So this is nude. This is white on tan, white on pale blue, white on rose, white on plum, white on lilac. So white on tan, white on blue, pale blue, white on rose, white on plum, and white on purple. Lilac. Lovely, lovely colourway there. I'll open one of these up so you can see just how much you're getting. Each of these is 1/2 metre, and they're 44 inches wide, so about 42 inches usable once you've cut your salvages off. So spots are a really great fabric to have in your stash because it's really great for sashings. It's really great for that tiny little pop of colour where you don't want it to be solid, you don't want it to be white, you just want that nice little bit of interest. So it's a great way of just keeping it in your stash because we know what it's like. You're doing a project and you're thinking, oh, I need a 4-inch square of something. Can't think what I should do. Spots always come in handy for things like that. It's a really nice combination there. And that's 5 half meters there for $18.99. Really great quality there. Lovely, lovely price as well. And don't forget, you got your 1-day P&P, $3.95. So if you've already bought our early birds, you've paid your P&P, and now you can get this without any postage and packaging. And speaking of our Aurifil, we've got this back in stock today. Brand new for the first time to Sewing Street. We've got the Aurifil Necessities collection. 4 different colours, which are the black, grey, white, and I don't know what the name of the last one is. It cream? Cream. It's such a beautiful, perfect colour combination there, which are literally your piecing necessities there. They're fantastic. Brand new product today. We've got over 100 of these because we know how much? Oh my goodness, we are less than 50. So you can see how well they're selling. Oh, that's a brilliant, brilliant thing. But you can tell because it's such a great product. And everybody who's ever used Aurifil knows how amazing it is. And if you don't know, it's just simply because you haven't used it yet. You will not be disappointed. It is a fabulous product there. Really, really good. So we're now going to look at our blue bundle. I'm going to pop these over here because I feel like the little Aurifil should watch me all through the day. We've got our bundle there. Right, so we've got our lovely blue bundle here, and I have to say, I do think that works incredibly well. You've got the light, is this a light blue or peacock? Peacock, navy, white spot on navy, and got the marine. We're just going to double check because they all look so similar. It's royal. So we've got our peacock, our navy, white spot on navy, and we've got our royal. You're getting a half metre of each of these. So let me show you what a half metre is looking like on all of those. And those 3 half metres are coming in at $9.99. And a half metre is a lot of fabric. I find that I'm always buying fat quarters, but a half metre, you're definitely going to have loads of that left. And look how beautiful this colourway is. It's really, really fun, that. Because most of the books that you've got are either a fat quarter or a half meters. So it's a lot of fabric. You'll easily have enough here to do any project with these. And these colors are just so rich as well. So you imagine if you're making a bag, you could do this as your main color of your bag, and then you can just do a little pop of colour with that dot, and you can just see how interesting that looks, and it just gives you that beautiful different colourway on that. Or you could do a different stripe on it as well, and you can just see how beautifully they go together, which is what I love about whoever bundles all these together. And this peacock is so lovely. I love a bright teal. Or we get tealy turquoisey colour. I love that. It's a really, really lovely colour. I'm hoping that's jumping into your shopping trolley right now because it's such a great colour. Really, really great colour, that. Love those. Oops. And as you know, blue is the colour of the year. It's a very, very popular colour. And it's just a universal love. Oh, I'm just trying to rearrange these and which way I would put them together. Look at that. 3 half meters there, $9.99. But again, even if you've not got a project in mind, these are a great little stash builder. They're not going to do any harm there. Looking at you quietly across the room, waiting for your next project. And now we've got our tan bundle here. So if I'm not mistaken, this one is tan or nude? Beige, tan, so a white spot on tan, and brunette. I'm getting better at this. So we've got beige, white spot on tan, and brunette. And I have to say that this brunette is a fabulous colour because it's a bit, I know it really sounds weird, but it's hard to find a good brown, because sometimes it's a bit quiet and it's a bit, ugh. But it's finding the right brown. It's really, really hard, because I do a lot of foundation paper piecing, and finding that right brown that's got that richness in it. And you can see what I mean there. It's when you're actually thinking of not milk tray, and you're thinking of that right sort of chocolate bar, and you're trying to take that to the shop with you to go, nope, that's not right, that's not right. But this is a really, really lovely, lovely brown. And all of you know what I mean when I say it's hard to find the right brown. This one is quite good. But it's such a popular colour now. And I think most of us are now making our autumn collections, because it'll be really lovely to have them all ready for then. And then we've got our white spot on tan. Let me show you that one as well. It's been a while since I showed you a spot. But again, such a lovely colour. Oh, I'm going to just do something very quickly. You know that wonderful early bird that we had? Look at that. You know me, always trying to bundle everything together. But while we're doing that, I'm actually, oh, that's the same colour we've got in there. So we've already got the beige in there. But look at that. Doesn't that go really well? Oh, you know, I told you I've got the early bird in my basket already. I'm going to have to add this one in as well. That's lovely. So this is our 3-bundle collection again here, ½ metre of each. You've got the brunette, you've got the white spot on tan, and you've got the beige, and that is $9.99. And that goes incredibly well with our early bird. Look at that. Look how well that all goes together. Tell me that's not a bundle just waiting to be made. That is really good. So I've got my early bird special here, and I've got the brown bundle I've just shown you there. Or we're calling it the tan bundle, sorry, not the brown bundle. So let me show you the early bird again. We've got our lovely orange. Gosh, a quarter of the stock's been checked out. Now, that's an important thing to remember. If you haven't checked out yet, unfortunately, it's not yours. You've got to actually check out for it to actually have been a completed purchase. Otherwise, somebody can take that from your basket, and we don't want that. We've got our lovely orange here. We've got the, what was this one called? Coral, sorry, misty blue and beige. That is such a lovely, lovely colourway. And again, just look how well it goes with that previous bundle we had. It really is really good collection there. This early bird collection, you are actually only paying for 3 of them, and you're getting 1 for free. £10.47. Really nice little way there. And you can just, you can actually then, to the other half who may be criticising fabric purchase, say, it was free. It was free because it was. One of them was free. You're not lying then. So really lovely, lovely early bird there. And please, I'm really excited. I hope if you've got it already, congratulations. What a nice thing to be able to have. So I have been looking at these all morning. I absolutely adore little hedgehogs and things, but look at this as a bundle. Is that not just too adorable? But it's great because we've now managed to match these up with our solids, and you can see how well they go together, and my fabric's falling apart. And it's quite hard when you're looking on the telly and you're looking online trying to match fabrics up, but look how well those go together. This pink is almost identical to this, and you can tell how perfectly they go together. It's brilliant. So now imagine you are building your stash up. Wouldn't it be nice to have a little snippet of hedgehogs there? Look how adorable they are. In fact, actually, you see, then that ties in perfectly with the early bird as well. So I'm just going to stop. I'm going to just stop. But look at these. I have to say these hedgehogs are fabulous. These are by Lewis and Irene. You're getting a ½ metre of this. But look how adorable they are. And it looks almost like a little spot. It looks almost like a little, you know, the dot fabrics that you buy. But they are just too adorable. They are so cute. And they've got little smiles and faces. Look at that. But Lewis and Irene's attention to detail is phenomenal. And the quality, obviously, is brilliant there. You can just tell the little spikes on there as well. They've really done very well with this. It's a wonderful fabric, that. So this bundle, if you bought them individually, you'd be paying £2 more than the bundle we're offering you now at £9.97. £9.97. Gosh, that's cheaper than we've got the spot one at. Really great price, that. And of course, you've got that fabulous quality there of Lewis and Irene. And then we've got our lovely pink fabric as well. I'll open this because it's such a lovely colour. Look how beautiful that is. Could you imagine you're doing a nice little makeup bag or a little project like that, or even like a little pair of slippers and things? You've got the outer fabric, which maybe you'd want to use for the hedgehogs, and then you've got the lining, and you could do one of these beautiful colours that go with it for the lining. And then, but it's just nice to be able to get your little... I love nothing more than being able to go somewhere and take a present with me that's been made with love to the person. And just look how beautiful this is. Everybody would love these. You've got our beautiful Lewis and Irene hedgehog fabric there. Is this purple? Purple, and that one was the pink. Perfect. So those you're getting a half metre of all three of those fabrics there for £9.97. And it is just fabulous there, the Lewis and Irene there. Loving that bundle. And then we've got the, is this the Island? So this, we ended Island Girls Heart Islands. Island Girl Heart Islands. No, it's not. It's Island Girl Sky Blue Heart Islands. There we go. You say that 3 times quickly. You're getting half a metre of each of these. You're getting this lovely island heart, sky blue island hearts fabric. There definitely does. We need a comma in there at somewhere. We need a comma. And then we've got this green. Is this... Just checking the names, because there are so many greens in this collection. It's brilliant, but it does get a bit confusing when I'm trying to tell you which ones they are. Oh, I'm just looking at this. These are lime and jade. Lime, that one, and jade. But they go so beautifully together as well. And again, we were talking about projects there you could do together. You've got these brilliant projects here that you can do at... I'm sorry, I'm just squeezing my Aurifil back in because it's nice to see my little Aurifil friends over there. In their little house. It is, and they want privacy. They want their privacy. So we've got our, sorry, I'm getting very distracted here because Aurifil's so fabulous and I'm so glad it's back. We've got the Island Girl Sky Blue Heart Island fabric bundle here, which you've got your jade, you've got your lime, and you've got the Lewis and Irene fabric. So let me show you what this is. You're getting half a metre of each of them. Look at that. That is really good, but I love the fact that they're all... I want to say the islands are social distancing because you've got the wonderful the ships going in different directions. I love that. It just got this movement. Private islands. They're really good. Do you want to do it on the overhead? I love that. Gosh, I won't deny I'd love to go and sit on a beach for a couple of days, but anyway. As long as everyone's safe, that's all that matters to us. Oh. So that is our bundle there with the Lewis and Irene, half a metre of the lime, half a metre of the jade, and I'm going to show you the jade because I don't think I've had this on before. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful colour. Gosh, and this goes really well with my shirt, and I've just realised I've got the silver label on the outside there. But that is such a lovely colourway, and I promise I'll get the fabric in place and stop making you dizzy. Look at that. They're really good, these. It's a lovely colour, but it does go really well with my shirt as I press the fabric up against my mic. Sorry about that. Oh, Alison Morian, do you want to come and, hello, my personal shirt maker friend. There we go. So we've got a lovely, lovely bundle for you there. Half a metre of each. You're going to be saving £2 buying this, as you would if you individually. £9.97. So I think this is, are these the Lewis and Irene hearts? I think they are. Another long title. We love Lewis and Irene's title. So it's the Britannian Union Jack Hearts Fabric Bundle. There you go. They're not that bad. I've had worse. So we've got the Union Jack hearts there. We've got this wonderful red star. And then is that Copen? We've got cope in there. I'm getting much better at these names here. So let me show you what each of these look like. They're brilliant. Love that. Again, you know, we're getting 1/2 metre of this. It's 44 inches wide. But look at these. They're really, really adorable. And I know all of you do, not all of you, but some of you want to know sizes. So the hearts, from the highest to the lowest, look as though they are 1/4 of an inch. And then they are a 1/4 of an inch across as well. And they're then spaced, so the repeat, because I'm always doing my repeats, is 5 7/8. So these are the fabulous little hearts on these. I have to say, I'm looking at this and thinking bunting, or a nice little picnic bag. That'd be quite good as well. That was a picnic bag. This is your sort of pocket on it, and then the handle's in the blue. That would be a nice little tote bag as well. And it's nice that we've done this edition with a star, because it's quite nice to have a little pop of colour. And also spots, sometimes you get a bit bored with spots, but look how fabulous this is. They're really, really cute, these. Don't want my fingers in the way, sorry about that. But you can see they're really, really lovely, these. But you can see just how small they are as well. 3 on the end of my finger there. That's a really lovely colourway, that. Really lovely fabric. And then we've got the fabulous Copen as well. We've had this on a couple of times before. It's just the most beautiful colourway. I love that. Really, really lovely colour, that. So this bundle is £11.47. No, yes it is. Sorry, I misread the band there. I thought it said 2.5 metres of fabric. I'm like, nope, wrong. I'm not reading properly this morning. So you're getting 1/2 metre of these. So you're getting 1/2 metre of the Lewis and Irene, 1/2 metre of the Copen, and 1/2 metre of the Star, and that's £11.47, saving you £2 if you're buying this as a bundle. Who doesn't want a good saving on a Thursday morning? I'm loving this. I'm just stroking my Aurifil friends, just so that they're there, you see. It's just nice. I like it that they're there. It's the comfort of it. Don't forget, we've had our fabulous early bird sale on as well. You're one of our early birds here first thing this morning. So this is the Vintage Solid Colours Fabric Bundle. You're getting 4.5 metres of that, and effectively only paying for 3, because that's £10.47 in the bundle there. But look at the Aurifil in the background, how well that goes with that. Loving that. So we are now going to do literally the Star Bundle. It's called the Star Bundle because it's a star. These are really adorable. Look at those. Such gorgeous colours, really lovely. These are the Rose and Hubble pink, blue and silver star fabric bundle. 1/2 metre of each for £10.99. Now I've got to measure these stars because I want to know how big they are. So they are just over 3/4 of an inch on the longest piece. I'm going to call it 7/8 of an inch on those, the stars on the longest edge. They're really good. I'm looking at these and thinking baby quilts. I love that. Look at that. That's a really love. You see, the other thing I'm looking at that with that is bunting. I think bunting would be beautiful in that. Ooh, or even, you know, those toy storage tubs that you make for kids as well, with the interfacing, that would look really good in that. And whether you've got a boy or a girl, if you're going to do the traditional blue or green, blue and pink thing, you've got the additional grey that would complement these two beautifully. Are we calling it silver or grey? Silver. And then we've got our lovely blues. I'm going to make my life easier and just show you half, if that's okay. Oh, there we go. But you can see how beautiful this blue is. It's really lovely. Very fresh. Really lovely, that blue. And then we've got our fabulous pink, not to be undersold. Love this pink. This is a really, really good pink. And I have to say, I'm sorry, I'm going to do this before I actually show you that. Look how well these two go together. Sorry. Look how beautifully those go together. Absolutely lovely that. A little baby elephant. You could make a little baby elephant. Cat just turned around and said you could make a baby elephant with this. I'm like, yes, I make the elephant. Making the elephanty. I need an elephant pattern. I want to make an elephant. I love this. The little baby elephant's got a hula hoop in this. That's in my mind. It's so, so, so lovely, these fabrics. Really great. And I'm not surprised we've called it the Star Bundle, because in my little head, it is a star bundle with little baby elephants flying all over the place. Love that. Sorry. Got to have the hilarity in the office. Got to be done. So there we go. You've got your 3.5 meters there for £10.99. Our Star Bundle, the pink, blue and silver. So we have got, this is the first time I have seen this, and I am really, really excited. Are there 2 here? Oh my goodness, there's loads. Less than 10 of? Oh my goodness, there are less than 10 of these. I thought she was going to say something like the Aurifil. I'm like, what? Right, I'm going to show you half. Look at this colorway. That is just fabulous. I absolutely love these. So I'm going to show these on the overhead because the detailings. So this is only half, so I'm going to show you the full bit, hopefully. Look how huge that is. That's a huge amount of fabric. I am here somewhere underneath, but look at the detailing on these. So not only are you getting a lot of fabric, so these are 55 inches wide. You're getting, is it 16, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 different strips. It's a huge amount of fabric, but look at the detailing on these. So I will slide you around. I'm going to move you this way, and we're going to start on this end. Look at the detailing on these. What I love about them, it's got that sort of retro 1980s feel to it. And all of the projects at the moment with the 1980s is, they're just making a bit of a revival at the moment. Oh, they did. Yes, this is actually Cotton and Steel did a collection quite similar to this. They're really, really lovely. I'm going to just zoom that over and then stop. You can see there the colorways. I'm loving these really zingy designs in here. Loving that. Right, close your eyes, close your eyes. We're getting, there we go, zipping along. So there we go, you've now got, everybody just fell off the sofa following that. And you can see you've got these really lovely colorways here, and they're just really interesting. I love the fact, well, I think whenever you've got an irregular dot on it, I think it works very, very well. That works brilliantly. So you've got your 16 2.5 inch fabric strips here by 55. Lovely, lovely color combination. And there are less than 10. And we only launched these last week, and they've got less than 10 left. So we might be able to get some more. Keep looking on the website if you are interested in it. But we've still got 10 left. You can still get them. And what a great deal for $19.99. Really, really lovely deal, that one. And it does have that really great feel about it. Lovely, lovely design, that. Now, if you don't perhaps want that many, we've got the half of these 8 different ones. So these are 8 stripes. So you can see you've got, oh, there. Sorry, I can see what this is. You're still getting all of the colours and all of the stripes. You're just getting half of them. Which maybe that's what you'd prefer, because maybe that one's a bit too big, but look how much you're getting. It's a huge, huge panel. There's still 55 inches wide, 2.5 inches across on each of these. And these would be, what, 27.5 each? Must be. I'm going to, there you go. But this is definitely like a mini lap quilt, this as well. This would be really good. And you can see all the different fabrics there. That is really lovely. And I love these different designs. They're really great. So here these are going to be 27.5-inch strips by 2.5. You're getting 16 of them. You're just getting half the amount than you are in the other one, in the other panel I've just shown you, and that's $12.99. So this is really great for a nice small project. Perhaps you've got a pet bed that you want to make. That'd be a really nice little pet bed there. Or but if you also, you know, when you're taking the kids out and that, you always want a nice colourful bag to be putting things in for you. Kids have a lot of stuff, I'm learning. So you just then got lots of bags that you can put it in. You won't lose the bag because it's so bright. It's a really nice little project, that. So now we've got the Hexie panels as well. Oh, that's the one here. Now I love these pre-printed Hexies. I think these are fabulous. So what I'm going to just show you here is the size of the Hexies. These are 2.5 inches on the longest middle. So on the edge over here, that is, forgive my head going in the way, I want to check I read this right. So it's it's 2.25 up there, just over 2.25. So I reckon you'd be able to use 3/4-inch Hexies on these. But what's so great is that you can actually get 5 of these individual ones here, and you can do one of those really nice small projects. You've got there are 60 of them here, which is a nice size for you to start doing it, and you just get 60 3/4-inch Hexies. Cut these all out, and you've got a really nice project, which would be a nice purse or a nice bag or a nice cushion or a pin cushion. It's a really nice way of starting to do English paper piecing if you haven't done it before. And these are really bright, vivid colours as well, which is really fun. Because also, if you haven't got a massive stash and it's a nice affordable way of being able to try it and see if you like it, because also a lot of these projects we all jump in, and I've got an English paper piecing project that I've had in my studio for about 5 years, and it's 80 inches square, and I've done maybe 25 inches square of it. And I'll do it at some point, but it's very overwhelming having such a huge project. Having something small like this, it's really great because you've got the 5 different designs all the way along. And it is just such a nice way of being able to try the product and doing this. So the colorway here is fabulous as well. Really bright, vibrant, and so different as well. I love the fact that you've got these in there as well. Because you know those all those vintage hexagon projects you get where everybody used to just randomly pick one out of a bag and do it. This is a nice sort of homage to that, being able to do that. It's a lovely, lovely product. You don't have to have a fat quarter. You don't have to worry about whether you've got the right size or anything or the right shape, because you're just cutting out on the lines. You just cut the white bits off and you've got the fabric there behind you. These are $7.99 there for a 70 centimetre by 38 centimetre panel, and you've got 60 different hexagons on that. It's a fabulous little starter project on it. We've got another hexagon panel with slightly different colourway. Do you need the code? That's it, 49. So this is the colourway there, but look how vibrant they are. Aren't they fabulous? Really, really like these, because I think it's a nice project to be able to just do something really easy, something small to be able to enjoy and sit down and relax with them. This one you've got slightly less of the numbers, but you've got different colour. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. You can see what we've got. You've got less. On the previous panel, this is the previous panel, you can see you've got all these repeated 5 times. What I love about this is you've got 2, 4, 6 of these in different patterns, but the patterns go across. So you've got a red dot, a mustard dot, a yellow dot, a green dot. And I love the fact that you've got the dots going across till you get there, and then they give you spares on the edge, which is great, because you can then, this is a proper easy one to be able to do as a random mishmash all over the place, doing one of those random ones. I think this is a really lovely, lovely thing on this. Really great colorways. And the designs are so interesting as well. You've got the zigzag, you've got the straight line, you've got the dot, and then you've got the dot in another colorway. And then these are really good, and you've got these as 2 of these, 3 of these in some places. But then I love the fact you've got all these additionals on the side here as just little spares, if you like, for the want of a better word, to be able to then just use in whatever project you're doing. So this one is the Rainbow Hexie fabric panel, 70 centimetres by 38, £7.99. And it's a forgive me. So this we've got, right, sorry, which one we're getting? The Will Smith. Okay, sorry. We called this Really Vibrant earlier. I love this. So what we did is earlier on before, and forgive me calling Will Smith, when we looked at this, we thought Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So that was why, sorry, that was when it was like, which fabric do you want? And they said Will Smith. I'm still getting used to talk back. Bear with. So there we go. We've got these. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're loving this morning. There are 4 left. Your Fresh Prince of Bel-Air bundle, there are only 4. This is definitely a joke in-house referral of the coast. No referrals back to any multimedia, multi-billion pound organisations. It was just simply because I'm new at this and trying to figure out how to remember the bundles. So there are only 4 of these left now, and I'm hearing 1 or 2 are actually in baskets. If you haven't checked out, please remember that somebody can then come and buy that out from under you. We don't want you to lose out, so do make sure you check out along the way. You've only got the 1 P&P all day, so you're not going to pay any more by checking out multiple times, so don't worry about that. You can just go through and check out as and when you're ready. So there we go. So, read you the early bird? Look at my early bird. I'm very excited about this, and I've got this in my basket already, so I'm really hoping it doesn't sell out before I get off air, because this is such a lovely colourway. We've got our beige, our misty blue, our coral, and our orange. I'm getting this off my top of my head now. So you're effectively only paying for 3, and you're getting 1 for free. That's if you were buying it individually. You're saving £3.49 for these 4.5 metres there. £10.47 is our early bird, and that's available while stocks last, or for 24 hours. And we've got our little star over here, which is peeping at you from its little house over here. Our lovely, fabulous Aurifil Necessity House collection here. We've got our cream, our white, our grey, and our black 50 weight. Each of these spools is 1,300 metres, so you're not going to run out of those in a hurry. Really, really great for piecing. Also very good for your quilting, especially for dense quilting as well. If you're going to do lots of dense quilting, this thread is perfect for it. Really, really great. Now, the next hour, we've got the fabulous Kerrie from Living in Loveliness. I am so excited about that. Really pleased to have her with us. Amazing products. I've been playing with those all before the show and everything. They're really, really good. And I'll be able to show you all of that in the next hour. We're just going to redo the set. See you in a few minutes. Hello and welcome. We love hearing from you, and we really hope that you can follow us on our social media platforms. We've got Instagram, which is @Sewing Street. We have Facebook. We've got 2 Facebook pages. One is the Sewing Street TV page, and the other one is Sewing Street Fans. All 3 of these are monitored all the time by our wonderful team, and if you want to message us on air, drop us a line on either of those 3 and we'll definitely be able to answer your questions that you may have. If you post on the actual wall, we can perhaps answer there. Otherwise, message us as well. That works really, really well. Thank you so much for being involved, and it's only because of this community that we're able to bring you all these different diverse products and to be able to answer your questions that you may have. Another way you can stay in touch with us is by signing up to our newsletter. These newsletters are sent out to you very regularly, and they include not only our guest profiles of upcoming guests, but also amazing shows that we've got coming up for you. And if you want to look at the amazing products before everybody else, that's the best way to do it. If you'd like to sign up and you haven't already, the link to follow is www.sewingstreet.com/sign up. You won't regret it. Thank you.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Hi, I'm Debbie and I am so excited to be launching my latest book with you exclusively on Sewing Street this Monday morning. This is Sewing Secrets Quilting, and it's a techniques-based quilting book which is suitable for beginners. I think you're going to learn a lot. I'll take you through different types of jargon, the quilting techniques, and all of the things that you're going to learn from the tutorials in here you can take through to make 10 different projects. So we talk about binding, we talk about straight line quilting, quilt as you go, free motion embroidery, and again using all of these techniques to create not necessarily huge quilts, but simple, achievable products using really professional techniques, so you're going to get a professional finish. So join me if you can here on Sewing Street exclusively on Monday morning for my launch. I can't wait to have your company. And remember, all of these are the kind of things that you can be making when you've learnt the techniques from the book. I'll see you on Monday.
Would you like to take part in our weekly competition? If you do, then all you have to do is head to the Sewing Street fan page group on Facebook. Post your picture of your make. Myself, Debbie Shaw, and John Cole Morgan love looking at all of your makes every week. We pick our favourite and announce the winner every Friday live on the show. Happy sewing and good luck.
Good morning, welcome back to Sewing Street. I'm John Cole Morgan and I am really excited about this hour. Before I tell you about the lovely Kerrie coming from Living in Loveliness, I want to show you about our early bird this morning. We've got this I'm just going to slide these over. These are the most gorgeous little combination. They're like little presents that you're going to get. They're really great. We've got our fabulous early bird collection this morning. 4.5 meters of fabric. This is our... Sorry? We've started with a lot of stock this morning so that everybody can get involved, and you can see what a beautiful colourway. We've got our orange, we've got our coral, we've got our dusty blue, was it? Misty blue, and our beige. And I hate the word beige, but look how fabulous these all are together. Such a great combination there. £3.49 saving, so effectively you're paying for 3 and you're getting 1 for free. £10.47 all day today, and don't forget you got our 1-day P&P, £3.95. So it doesn't matter how many times you shop throughout the day, you only pay the 1 postage and packaging. But I do think that the second most exciting thing about this hour is our wonderful Aurifil. Brand new back to Sewing Street today. We've got this wonderful combination. It's been selling really well so far today. We've got this wonderful combination here of the 4 threads. We've got the cream, white, grey and black. It's 50 weight, 1,300 meters of each one, and such a fabulous price on that, $35.99, and they're really nice big spools. If you haven't used Aurifil before, the 50 weight is really good for piecing. 100% cotton, so it's really good for piecing, it's really good for quilting, especially if you're doing a lot of dense quilting. It's a really strong, beautiful thread. And if you can see as I'm rotating it there, you can see how it shines. It's absolutely beautiful. And that shine works very well, especially when you're doing dense quilting on it. That's our lovely grey. We've got our white as well, and even the white's got a beautiful sheen on it there, you can see. That's when these studio lights really come into their own, being able to show it. But even when it's standing just there, look at that sheen that you've got on the edge of the thread. It's beautiful. Then we've got our fabulous black as well. Really nice colourway as well. Even that's got a bit of a sheen, but I think obviously black's quite hard to show a sheen on air. And then we got our lovely beige as well. Not beige, cream, but look how beautiful and rich that looks there with the light, and it really does shine like that. That's the great thing with Aurifil. Perfect for piecing, perfect for embroidery, really good for dense quilting as well. Really fabulous products. These are the numbers that you're going to get there, which is 2000, 2021, 2600 and 2692. I know with all of our lovely Aurifil fans that you do like to know the numbers that you're getting with as well, and then that can show you, that's the colours on the top, and then you're looking at the numbers at the bottom. And what's so fabulous with Aurifil, 100% cotton, but also the matching of the thread colours. So if you're looking for the black, they are universal, they stay the same. The batch numbers are so close, it's brilliant. So it's a really gosh, we've got less than 40 of these now. Really going well this morning. We had loads with us this morning, but they're selling so well because all of you love Aurifil, and it's such a great quality. You know the brand, and if you do any form of quilting or sewing and you prefer cotton, Aurifil's 9 times out of 10 your choice because it is such a great product. Really good, that one. But now we've got, I'm going to just leave them because I'm leaving them in their little house, and you can see now they're on holiday. Now they're not on holiday, they're on display. There we go. So now we've got, and I am really excited about this, and I'm going to slide these over here. I'm going to move the early bird out of the way just over here. So Kerrie from Living in Loveliness. Now she sent me 2 bundles. I don't know what's in each one, so I'm gonna, this is how they're gonna come to you as well. But now tell me, I'm gonna just gently, what I love, you've got this wonderful little sticker on the front as well. It says there, packed with loveliness, lots of love, Kerrie. And you do actually feel the love in these bundles because they're so lovingly put together in these gorgeous tissues. And we've got a fantastic demonstration from Kerrie as well, which I'm really looking forward to. But before we do that, I'm going to open this up as if you were getting this in your own home and you know. Now, Sylvia is so pedantic with me. I've got to make sure that you do this nicely because you can save the tissue paper for later. And Sylvia's fastidious on that. So there we go. I got as much as I could, Sylvia. I've got as much as I could. But it is just such a beautiful bundle. And you're literally unwrapping a little present. Oh, look at that, look at that. Oh my gosh, all that liberty, all that liberty, all that liberty. I'm going to fold those over because... Ooh, what have we got here? Oh my goodness, and there's more. I always start at the top, so that's how it was folded. So you're going to get it exactly like this with the tissue paper, the gorgeous sticker, and this says, please read before you start. I'm not going to read this now, because I think that's a little boring for you. So make sure you read through all of that so you know exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it. And we've got 2 sets of instructions here, and each set, I'm just looking here, each one of these does 2 of those. So you've got 2 sets of instructions, but I think you've only got enough fabric to do one of the patterns. But you're getting all 3, you're getting all the patterns, but you may not have enough fabric to do all of the patterns as well. But these patterns are fabulously well done because you've got all the different, you've got the words, you've got the pictures, and it shows you exactly how you're doing them all. So they're really easy to look at. I'm understanding what's going on with all of these as well. And you can see all of these. And you've got a fabulous set of patterns here as well, which is great. And they come already in the bundle. But there are, every single step has a picture, it has words all the way along, and it shows you how to do all of them. But the fabric, you know what I'm like with my Liberty fabric. Just look at this. Sylvia, I'm folding that so we don't damage it. There we go. But you can tell these Liberty fabrics are absolutely beautiful. I did a Dresden in these the other day, and these colour combinations are just perfect. Really good. I'm really excited about this, and I think anybody who wants to do any form of these home projects, which are so cute, you want to be using Liberty with these. So this one, I'm just looking now on the thing. It's this bag here that we've got on this pattern. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Look on the inside as well. Really lovely there. So that's one of the items on this pattern over here. You can see that's that picture there. But I think this one's also on this bundle over here. I'm just opening this up. But because you've got 2 sets of instructions, you can make either of them. I just want to show you each one as well. So this pattern, the first pattern here, which is called issue 2, that's issue 2, you're going to be able to make that one. And you've got this wonderful sewing tool kit where you can put all your bits and bobs in there. or makeup cases, or if you're a painter and you want to put your brushes in there. Really lovely bundle that. So these are the two that you're making with issue 2. And then issue 1, there's another one, I read those in the wrong order. So in issue 1, you've got this fabulous bag. Look how adorable that is. It's absolutely adorable. And the lining is gorgeous as well. And we've got bunting. We've got our fabulous bunting over here as well. And then we've got this wonderful little makeup bag, which is fabulous. Really cute little makeup bag there. So those are the 3 things you make with issue 1. And then you've got these 2 over here for issue 2. Oh, 3 things for issue 2. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. This, you also get the instructions on how to make this with issue 2 as well. So you've got the pattern to make 6 different projects, and you've got the fabric to be able to make 3 of those projects. Is that right? Perfect. But they're really, really great. And that's our first little bundle that we've got there. But Kerrie's video will tell you exactly how we're doing all those. So that's our first bundle there that we've got in the Liberty. But we want you to be able to experience how you're going to get it when you get home. But make sure you read that little bit of instructions first. It says on there, welcome, please read before you start. So do it. So that's our first bundle there, which I think is our Liberty bundle there. I love this because you've just got... Isn't it funny when you've got something wrapped so beautifully, you take that extra little bit of care with it as well. And then we've got our second bundle here. Oh. So this as well. Beautifully, beautifully wrapped. Ooh. Oh, look at these. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love these. These, oh my goodness, look at that one. So just to let you know, Kerrie is such a great name. She's got so many amazing products out there. Before I even unwrapped this, how much did you say we've sold? How many have we got left? We've got less than 20 of these left. Before I'd even unpacked, before I even knew it was a different bundle, we've got less than 20 of these left. So don't hang around with these if you're looking for, because you all knew what it was, and oh my goodness, look how beautiful this is. I'm loving these fabrics. Look at those. Absolutely stunning. And then again, you've got your wonderful instructions here as well. You've got that thing at the beginning. Read first, please. Make sure you do that. And then you've got issue 1. So issue 1, you're going to be able to make this bag in issue 1 in this colorway. And then you've got your wonderful little baby case over here. And, oh, pardon me. And we've got our bunting over here as well. So these are really, really exciting, and I'm very excited to learn how to do these. So I'm going to hand you over to the fabulous Kerrie. Why am I calling her Vicky? Sorry. Hand you over to the lovely Kerrie, and we're going to see how these are all made.
Zip purse with your simple patchwork in there and an easy way to insert that zip. So we're going to start by labelling up. So all of my patterns come and I will refer to each piece in the pattern as a letter. So it's always worth just lettering up those fabrics. You can see I've done that already here, referring to your pattern and just following the steps through. So nice and easy. First of all, we're just going to pin the strips together to create the front of the panel. So we're simply just lining those up, bringing the next strip across, aligning that long raw edge here, and we're going to sew along each strip. So just sliding your pins through your fabrics, just a few of those, or you can use your clips. Perhaps your clips will be a little faster for this particular stage here. Work with whatever you're happy to work with and comfortable to work with. So what I tend to do is just put 2 strips together at a time, just to speed up that process of getting these gorgeous colours together. So we're just pinning 2 strips each time. So I've pinned A to B and C to D. And then we're simply going to sew along that raw edge, removing the pins or the clips as we sew. And just bring those across a little. And then popping the next strip on there, just chain stitching, keeping those together and reducing the waste of our thread. and also speeding up that process as well. Now if we keep our fabrics together in the order, just to make it easier as we're sewing those together, I'm just going to pop those to one side, bring these across onto the ironing board. Just avoid pressing across where you've got your pen mark on there, just so you remember which piece is which for now. And as we turn these over onto the back, we're simply going to press our fabrics to the darker side. It really doesn't matter for this particular stage which way you press your fabrics. I'm just going to press mine here to the left. If your numbers or letters are removing from your fabric, you can of course write those back on if you want to. So as we turn these back over, you can see all we're doing here is just simply alternating the fabric, and you've got your reference there of the letters as well. So we're going to bring the next panel across, just aligning that raw edge again. Popping those pins on. And then just sewing those strips together. Again, just using that 1/4 inch. So this is a nice, easy project to sew together, and it's a great project as well to use up your remnants of fabric. So you can see there that we've just got our A, B, C and D pieces. We are going to pop on 2 more strips, so we're just going to pop back onto our A piece, bring that across, pin this into position, or use your clips, whichever you prefer. And each time just returning this back to the sewing machine and just sewing there with that 1/4 inch. Removing your clips as you sew. And then finally we're just going to pop on that last B piece, and you can really see by using all of these 4 different fabrics that come in your fat 1/4 bundle, it's a great way to showcase and use up every piece of fabric in that little bundle as well. So I'm really very passionate about showing you how to get the most from your fabrics. And these are just 2-inch strips here. And again, we're just going to return that to the ironing board and just press all of those seams now, making sure that there's no folds in the seams. So if we bring all the seams and just press those in one direction. And as you bring this back over, if you've got any puckers in there, then that will just take those out and just set those seams as well. You can really see those gorgeous fabrics there that complement each other beautifully. So we've done that starting with A and running across, just following the pattern as you've got to the side of you. And this time we're going to start from C, and we're going to lay those fabrics out back in the order that you will see in your pattern. And this time, just to make it a little faster, what we're actually going to do, so let's just get those in that order. We're going to sew 2 together at a time, just to speed up this process. So you've just got your 3 strips, your 3 sets even. We're pinning these together. And it's worth taking your time and just pinning each set together. And then we can pop these through the machine and speed up this process. So each pattern in the booklet is a nice fast project, and you're covering how to do some nice easy patchwork in this one, and also how to insert your zip. So we're simply just sewing now using that 1/4 inch, as we have done in the previous steps. And we're now going to feed the second set. You can see just how fast this project's starting to come together. And finally, your third little strip here, just bringing that onto the machine, and again, using that 1/4 inch and feeding that through the machine. And if we remove this from the machine and just trim away those joining threads, and just pop that back out in the order that is shown, starting from CD, AB and CD. So nice and easy, nice project, nice fast project actually, this one is. And then we're going to bring the panels into either side. So bringing this one across, lining up, making sure your fabrics are pattern facing, and clipping your fabrics onto the side. And then open this one up, and then you're bringing your second 2 strips. So again, lining those fabrics up so your raw edges are nice and close here. Pop your pins in, take a moment to pop your pins through, or using your clips, whichever you prefer. And then we're simply just going to sew along those 2 raw edges. This time just trimming away that fabric or that thread when you get to the end. Turning that around, making sure that these 2 strips are out of the way now, because we don't want those to get caught up under the sewing machine. Dropping your presser foot, and again just sewing along that raw edge to complete that second panel. So we're simply mirroring what we're doing on the outside with the lining, so the inside looks as pretty as it does with the outside. This time now we can remove those letters on the top by just pressing. So if we turn this over, looking at the wrong side of your fabric, again we're just going to press the seams all in the same direction. And then bring this back over and just give that a press on the top. Just making sure now that you're removing those letters that you've written on the top of your fabric. Okay, so you've got your outer fabric, so you've got your outer panel for your zip purse, and then we've also got the lining as well. Now with the outer panel, what we're going to do is use some batting, or you can use fusible fleece, whichever you prefer. We'll just pop the lining out of the way for a moment, pop the panel on top, centre this onto your batting, and then we're going to slide in some pins. Just 4 pins will be enough here. We're going to do some really nice simple patchwork or quilting. We're going to do some nice quilting along the centre of the seams now. So with the pins facing towards me this time, so when I'm sewing they're not coming into contact with your fingers. We're going to start on the middle row, and if I just show you here where to line up that centre on your machine. So raising your presser foot, sliding your fabric underneath, and dropping the presser foot as well, so the centre of the presser foot is sitting on your seam line. This is an opportunity for you to use those beautiful stitches on your machine. I am going to use a zigzag stitch, so a nice wide zigzag stitch there. You could use any of the stitches that you've got on your machines at home, and this purely is for decorative purposes. So I'm using a nice complementary cotton so I can see the stitching. And the way I position the pins there just to secure the fabric means that I'm not going to come into contact with those pins. As I turn this around now, I'm going to raise that needle, tease that cotton out a little bit, and come across to the second seam. And this time I'm going to just turn those pins around to make sure that they're not coming into contact with my hands while I'm sewing. If you're using a fusible fleece, then you haven't got to worry about pinning. And I'm simply going to do a zigzag stitch along each of the seams just to secure that in. And again, this really only is for decorative purposes here. So again, raising that needle, pivoting the fabric, teasing the cotton across so you haven't got to worry about taking this off, dropping the presser foot so the presser foot now is in line with that seam, and again just zigzag stitching along the full length of this panel, making sure that the presser foot is on the centre seam. As we remove this off the machine, we can take out those first set of pins, and we're simply going to repeat the same on the opposite side as well. So lining up the fabric onto the machine with your foot just sitting on that zipper foot. And you can see now the difference, that adding a little bit of quilting on the top of there. You could use a really bold cotton at this point if you wanted to, so your stitches really stand proud. You can now remove these pins because that batting is nicely secured to your strips. And we're just going to finish on that last piece. And what we're going to do next is trim away our excess batting, so bringing it back down to the same size as the lining. If we just bring this in here, and we're just trimming away all those extra threads and all this extra batting. Just gives us a little bit more room to work with that larger piece of batting on the panel when we're sewing that. And also allows for any stretching if there's any stretching in the fabrics as well. So what you're left with now is you've now got your two panels. You've got the outer part of your panel, outer part of your zipper, and you've also got the lining of your zipper. Now we are going to work with an oversized zip for this project just to make it nice and easy. So I'm working with a 12-inch zip here. Actually the panel measures, let's just have a little look, 8.5 inches. So I'm working with an oversized zip to make this nice and easy when popping this in and not having to worry too much about this. So I am going to use a glue pen to make this nice and easy. You can pin or you can clip, it's entirely up to yourself. What I'll do while I'm showing you is how to clip it into place as well, if that's the option that you're going to work with. So just make sure when you're attaching your zip that you've got the outer part, so the part now with the batting, pattern facing up towards you. And what we're going to do, if you sit the zip above the panel here, so we're lining the edge of the zip, opening the zip so it's completely out of the way. This is going to make it really easy to work with. We're going to just zip this up a little bit, so you're making sure the zip's on the top. Slide something underneath. You can use your excess batting or a little bit of glue just to make sure none of your glue goes onto the surface beneath there. I'm just going to pop that glue across the top. And as I bring the panel back out and I fold over the zip, so this time the zipper is facing down towards the panel. And I'm just going to touch this and that will attach directly to the fabric here. So just gluing that into position here. I've gone a little bit over with the glue so it doesn't go on my ironing board. I'm just going to pop that batting underneath there. And then what I'm going to do is just pop another little bit of glue onto the top. And by using the glue, it just means you haven't got to worry about fiddling around with your pins because it's already attached into place. I'm just going to take a moment to trim away all the extra threads just so they don't get caught up in the zip as we're sewing that together. And what we're going to do now, so this is the lining from your zipper pouch. We're popping this onto the top, so pattern facing, and we're aligning the top raw edge with the edge of the zip. And we're just, so nothing is overhanging, all your seams are lining up here. And just by touching on the top, you can release this as many times as you need to. If you've done it a few times, you might find that you need to attach a little bit more glue. But you can now see that that's secured into place. We're going to open up this zipper, completely move it out of our way. So all we've got to focus on here is just doing a straight line. So we are going to change our foot on the machine over to a zipper foot. Switch off your machine when you're changing your feet, and we're just knocking this little clasp at the back here that releases your foot. Lining up the zip onto the machine, and we're going to drop the presser foot here, collect our little zipper. So we're ready. Now, just to show you if you are using a pin, I am going to slide the pins in as well. So when you're popping your pins in, what's really important to do here is to push your pin. So here's my zip. You can feel that through your fabric. And as you push your pin through, you're trapping your fabric between the fabric. So you can feel those just here. So I'll show you both ways this time, just in case you're using a pin when you're making this collection. Personally, I like using the glue. It just makes life so much easier. And also when you're working with an oversized zip as well. So we're sitting this onto the machine now. Let's just get the foot onto the right side. And when we're working with our zipper foot, what we want to do with the foot is make sure the side of the zipper foot is running along the side of our zip here. And also what you'll notice is this part of your zipper foot runs along the raw edge of your fabric as well. And because the zip is completely out of the way, we haven't got to worry about stopping and starting when sewing our zip into position. So what we're going to do now is just sew a straight line, and you come into contact with your pin. Just stop a moment and take these out. Of course, if you're working with the glue, you won't need your pin at all at this place. Now, because you've got your patchwork here, just make sure that this is flat and that is pushing under your foot when you're sewing to avoid any puckering on the back. So we're simply just allowing that to sew along. If your zipper foot gets caught, just stop, raise that foot and continue to sew along. And take your pins out at each stage. And then we're taking this off the machine. So the second step that we're doing now is as we open up both of those panels, you're now exposing that zip. What you'll find is your batting will line up, your outer fabric will line up with your lining fabric as well. And then what we're going to do is just press this into position. So we don't want the iron too hot because we don't want that to scorch the zip at this stage. But we do want to press it just to get a nice finish. And of course, because you've got the batting on there as well. So we're just pressing across the fabric. And we're going to do that on both sides. And it's really important to do it on the back because sometimes, as you can see here, when you're pressing, you're actually pressing your fabric over your zip. So if you just take a moment to pull that back, make sure it's all lining up with your batting, then you know it's in the right position as well. And again, we're just going to run the iron over the top and secure both of those into place. Now, just a little bit of a top tip for you. If you slide your pins through, this will stop the fabric from bunching when you're sewing on that next stage here. So place your pins so they're pointing towards your zip so it's easy to remove them as you sew. But most importantly, this is to hold the layers together and stop any puckering through your fabric as you're sewing along there. We're going to sit this back onto the machine. Just switch that off a moment. I'm going to change the foot. So I'm changing the foot over this time. So I'm just pressing the little clasp on the back, dropping my foot to collect the zipper foot. And again, we're lining up that zipper. So this time, the opposite side of the zipper foot is running along the side of the zip. And we'll just switch that machine on. Again, because your zip is completely out of the way here, we are now just doing a straight stitch. I have made sure I've left my pins far enough back, so a good inch back, so I haven't got to worry about removing those pins at this stage. And I generally tend to increase the stitch length here to a number 4 when I'm doing a zigzag, when I'm doing a zip. Just taking your time, feeding that through the machine. Remember, you've got a lot of layers here, so take your time. If you see any of your fabric is starting to pucker, just stop and flatten that out. We've now sewn that side of your zipper foot. So we're just going to remove any excess threads that we've got here. And again, we're just going to remove these pins. And what you're looking to achieve when you've got your zip is that it's pulled back on the back, so it's not going to come into contact with your zip. And it's definitely worth at this stage just checking that that zip closes, because there's nothing worse than popping all of your zip in and then realising that there's a little bit of fabric caught up. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're opening up this panel. We're popping it, so we've got the side with the batting flat on the table. We're just going to fold this in just halfway. And again, we're going to attach the zip. So we want to make sure that the zip is the right side facing down. Again, we're going to glue it, so I'm just going to bring this back over and I'm popping a little bit of glue along the top of the zip. Just remember to either pop a little bit of paper or any scrap fabric. I'm just using the excess batting that I trimmed away here. And again, I'm popping that flat along that raw edge, aligning the edge of the zip with the edge of the batting and just running my fingers across just to secure. Because I've got a little bit overhanging there, I will just release that and just keep getting that so it's nice and neat with the top of the fabric. And then the next stage, we're going to pop a little bit of glue along the top. Always double checking if in doubt that this time you should be able to see the wrong side of your zip. And then what we're doing, so we've now got the lining. As we bring the lining across, we're now sitting that on top of the zip. And because we're using the glue, that'll just secure it into place. This time I'm not going to do it with the pins. I'm just going to trim away those extra threads. And because of the way that we've pressed the seam, what you'll notice is the zip will run straight across these now because it's not working against the seams there. So we're just going to switch off the machine and swap across the foot. So whenever you're attaching your zip, you always want the side of the foot, so this side, in line with the edge of your zip. And you can feel that zip through your fabric here. So drop your foot on top, and again, the side of your foot here will run along the raw edge of the fabric, and that's how you know you've got your zipper foot in the correct place. And you can see now that this just will run straight across because it hasn't got those seams just there. And we're sewing just to the end of the zip now. I'm going to take this off the machine. And this time we're going to pull this through. So we're teasing this out, and we can see now we've got this lovely little zipper, and you can see that working with that oversized zip makes inserting those zips much easier. So again, we want to press this because we're going to top stitch along that little part at the top there by the zip. So just bring your zip out of the way, fold it if you need to, and then we're just going to press along the top of the zip. Remember not to have your iron too hot because we don't want to scorch that zip. We're going to turn over the zip here, and again we're just going to press that lining, making sure that it's not coming into contact with your zipper here. And now what we want to do is just slide those pins through to hold all of those fabrics together. And just for your own peace of mind, it's always worth at this stage just bringing your zip together and just checking that it opens and closes with ease. So we're going to pop this under the machine. We are going to change the zip over again. So we're just going to release the zipper, just switch your machine off if you're changing your foot. Release your zipper, drop and collect your zipper foot, and then we're sitting this back onto the machine, making sure that the edge of the zip is in line with the edge of your zipper here. And switching your machine on. Now because we've got that extra little bit of zip, we can open that all the way, allowing us to fold this in on itself so it's nice and flat when we're sewing across here. Let's bring that a little bit to me. So we're sewing all the way across. Remember, I've left my pins far enough back so I haven't got to worry about removing those. And because the zip's open, we can just bring this nice and flat and sew right to the end of the zip. And then we're taking this off the machine. So we have now got this really beautiful patchwork, and it's being quilted as well, little zip. We're going to take away the pins and just trim away all these excess threads here. And you can see it's going to look as nice on the inside as it is on the outside as well. So just take a moment to trim away all these little extra threads, especially those ones on the inside because they're a little bit tricky to get out once you've put all the last finishing touches. And again, what we're going to do here is just check that that zip works, check that there's no fabric getting caught up in the zip, which can sometimes happen. So we're going to close that zip halfway. Now you have a couple of options here. You could complete your bag so your zip's at the top and you would just sew along the seams. You can complete your bag so it's about an inch down, and again you've got your zip at the top, almost near the top, but you've got that nice little bit of fabric exposed. Or I personally like to centre this part here. So you've got it into the centre. And the reason that I like to do that is I like to use these accessories for my sewing notions, and it means that these can sit on the inside and I can access them easily. So to do this, what we want to do now, which is really important, is that we close our zip halfway, we poke our hand through to the other side and we reverse this project. We're not going to trim away the zip just yet. We're just going to pop this into position here. And we're actually going to trim away the zip once we've sewn it, because it's very easy at this stage to be really excited, trim away your zip and accidentally open your zip because you're so excited. And of course it takes a while to put that little zipper back on. So we're deciding where you want your zip to go. Just finger press along there where you're happy for it to go. Slide your pins through. Again, you'll notice I always leave mine a good inch back so I haven't got to worry as I'm sewing along. And pop a couple of those through, making sure all your raw edges line up here. And again, we're going to do the same on the opposite side, but this time we want to make sure that that zip is as close together as possible. So I'm going to start by pinning through the zip. So I'm going actually through that little part of the zip there. The pins are nice and slim, so I'm going through the zip, nice and close, just on the inside. And again, I want this zip as close as I can, so there's no gaps in there. And again, we're going to push that pin through. Now these ones are a little bit closer to the edge, so I will need to remove those as I sew. And again, we're going to do the same here. So 4 pins on the edge is plenty. And we're simply now going to start by reverse stitching on one side, sew to our zip, and we are going to reverse stitch across the zip as well. There are no metal parts that will come into contact with your zip. And then when we get to the end, we're going to reverse stitch here. Just make sure that if there's any puckers in the corner that you just poke your little finger and get those nice and flat. So we were going to change our foot back to our normal sewing machine foot that you would use on your machine. And drop and collect. So let me just switch that off. I've already knocked the foot off. So drop and collect your foot. And now we've just got your straight foot on there. We're lining this up a 1/4 inch from the end because we are going to zigzag stitch, and we're simply now dropping the foot onto the end. We're going to start by reverse stitching. Make sure you've got no threads getting caught up here. And you'll notice that my pins are far enough back. Now I'm coming close to the zip here. If you're concerned about sewing across your zip, especially if you're new to inserting zips, you can absolutely stop at this stage when you can see that the zip is almost in contact with your needle, and you can just slowly hand crank your machine. So you can slowly sew across. This is a plastic zip that I'm working with, so I know that it's not going to break my needle, but if in doubt, you can just slowly turn across there. Now, as I said, we want to reverse stitch across that zip because we don't want it coming open. Again, if you're concerned and you've got a speed option on your machine, you can reduce the speed that you're sewing with so it's nice and slow. But most importantly, we just want to really secure the ends of those zips. And so we're now going to sew to the end of our fabric, to the fold, and then we're going to finish by reverse stitching. And so we've got that first section complete. And we will trim away your zip in a moment. I would definitely recommend not working with your favourite scissors. Perhaps use some paper scissors or some ones that you're not always working with, because you don't want to affect your favourite scissors when you're cutting through your zipper there. And we're doing the same on the opposite side, reverse stitching. Sewing all the way across. Now this time on your little zipper, it is only the ends. We're not actually going through the zip, so you can go across there 2 or 3 times if you want to, but most importantly, we want to make sure that there's no holes in your bag when you're opening that zip in a while. So let's just trim these away. So take a moment to take all your threads away and also to remove your pins on both sides. And this time what we're going to do on this side is we're just going to zigzag stitch across the raw edge to stop any fraying of your fabric. You could use pinking shears if you wanted to at this stage, but I'm going to use just a slim zigzag stitch here to stop any fraying. And we're sitting that just on the edge of the machine, and I'm going to use a nice narrow zigzag stitch there. If you've got an overlocker, you could absolutely use your overlocker for this stage as well. And you can see there that that just gives your purse a nice finish on there, but more importantly, it stops any fraying on the inside of your zip if you just have a little look at the edge. So I'm just going to get some paper scissors, so I'm not using my favourite dressmaking scissors, if I can see them, to trim the zip. I'm just going to trim away that zip here. And again, I'm going to repeat that step. There is a little bit of thread overhanging here, so I'm just going to trim that because I can feel that it's slightly overhanging the batting. So I'm just going to trim any excess threads here. And again, we're just going to do that little zigzag on the raw edge, just to stop the fraying on the opposite side. And you can see just how quickly this lovely bag comes together with your zip. So you've done your patchwork, you've done your quilting, and you've also inserted your zip, but you're only using minimal fabric in here. You're using 2-inch zips. So we've left the zipper halfway. I have just popped my finger in there and opened it a little more. Now I'm going to reach into the furthest corner and push this through. So I'm really pushing those corners out here. And I'm going to repeat that on all 4 sides, making sure those corners are really pushed nice and flat. And you can see just there that the inside of your little purse is as pretty as the outside. Just your outside has got your patchwork there. So just to complete this project, I'm going to give that a little press, and then we're ready now to start filling this with all our lovely sewing notions. This is a great little purse actually for your sunglasses as well. Oh, it's a nice size. So your finished size there on that little purse there is, what's it, 7 by 7 inches. So you've got a nice little purse complete. So thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Wasn't that fantastic? And isn't it a little alarming that I'm standing in the exact space that she was just 3 seconds beforehand? Obviously, with social distancing, we wanted to make sure that Kerrie was nice and safe when she came through. How fabulous was that? So you saw that wonderful colourway that she was using. We've also got one in our wonderful Liberty colourway here. And it's such a fabulous bag. And wasn't that easy to make? It just, she explains things so well. Really, really great. Thank you for that. So I'm going to recap then about what you're going to get in each of these bundles. Let me start with the Liberty. Now remember, I have just folded this back in. It will be much nicer, much more nicely wrapped for you. It's all coming in this fabulous blue tissue paper, and it really does feel like an experience opening this. It's a proper present. But I'm going to pop this just over here for now. You're going to get this wonderful instruction leaflet, which will tell you how to read this before you start. You've also got issue number 1. So issue number 1 is going to be able to show you how to make 3 different items. So, oh no, that's the wrong way around. So you're able to make the little makeup bag, the little bag over here, and then the bunting that's behind me here. You'll be able to make the bunting. That's for issue 1. But this is the Liberty colorway. So I've now ruined the little layout that we had there. So that's issue 1. But then issue 2, you've got all the details here on how to make all the other products that we've got. So we've got our lovely little, I call them squishy bags, but it's not a squishy bag. You know what I mean, squish, squish. You've got our wonderful little sewing tools holder over there, or brush holder. And then you've got the lovely bag that she's made on the demonstration. So that's issues 1 and 2 of the patterns. So you're spoiled for choice for what to make. But let me show you the Liberty fabric that you're going to get with this bundle over here. This is the first of the fabrics there. That is just stunning. That is a really lovely, lovely colorway there. So let me show you how much you're getting on each of these. So this is a full fat quarter. You can see it's got that lovely selvage on it. So that is the first fat quarter you've got in the Liberty demo there. Boom, boom. And then we've got this one as well. This is such a beautiful colorway, isn't it? And then we've got our third one here. Look at that. Really lovely colorways, this in the Liberty collection here. And then this one, I think this might be my favorite fabric in this collection here. This is called Yorkshire Meadow. Really lovely combination here of colours. And just to see how beautifully well they all go together, I'm going to bundle these back up a little bit more neatly than they are now. And remember, it's a whole experience being able to get it as your little gift. Oh, look at that combination. So not only are you getting those 4 different fabrics, you're also getting these 2 sets of instructions. So that's issue 1 and issue 2. And you've got this read before you start little instruction guide on how it all works. All wrapped in this beautiful, beautiful presentation with that gorgeous tissue and everything. And it really is a little bit of loveliness, isn't it? Really, really lovely. So that, and you've got then the demo then. So that's the great thing about our YouTube channel. All of the demos that you've seen today will be popping up on the YouTube channel in a couple of hours. And then that'll be available for you to watch whenever you like. So you just search up the, is it the 20th? 21st of May, and you can look up the 9 o'clock show and you'll be able to see the demo then by Kerrie there. So that was our Liberty colorway. This one is our Riley Blake colorway. Now, before I unwrap this, there are 8 of these Riley Blakes left. This has been the most popular one so far. It's the one that we saw in the demo. Really lovely fabrics, and we've only got 8 of these left. So remember, if you haven't checked out, it's not yours yet. So make sure if you are interested in getting those, you check out quite quickly. So again, you've got that wonderful tissue wrapping and that beautiful experience on that. We've got our welcome to the Living in Loveliness, and making sure that you then read that before you start. Then you've got your issue 1 and issue 2 patterns there that you've got with that as well, which I've mentioned to you in the previous. So these patterns are exactly the same in each of them. But look at these. These are gorgeous. Got this wonderful, wonderful colorway, and you've seen how popular they are, and you've seen how lovely they were in that demo. This is just such a beautiful color, this. Really, really great. And you're getting 4 fat quarters in this. And I think it's 6 patterns, not 3, because you've got 3 patterns per issue. So you're getting a little bit of a freebie on that one as well. You want to make sure you get the most out of these fabrics, and Kerrie's very keen to make sure everybody's using as much as you can and doing as well as you can. This is the 2nd fat quarter in this bundle, the Riley Blake. But this one is such an extraordinary fabric. Look at this. Look how fun that is. Again, goes very well with my shirt. We've got a fly has somehow found his way into the studio. There are 2 of them. There we go. His name is, we're calling him Wilbur, and Wilbur needs to go away now. Sorry, it's very distracting because there's 2 of them and I'm like, where is he gone? Where's he gone? Sorry. So that's our 3rd fabric in our Riley Blake colorway there. And then we've got this wonderful, almost, you know, that vintage wallpaper that you get with the stripes and the floral on it. It's really lovely, that. Really lovely combination then. So that's $29.99 for the 4 fat quarters and the 6 patterns. And I know it says 3 on your screen, but you're getting 3 patterns per issue. You've got issue 1 there and issue 2. Wilbur, go away. Sorry, I shouldn't be waving Kerrie's lovely patterns around. I'm just showing them to Wilbur, don't worry. So there we go. You've got our lovely Riley Blake collection there and our lovely Liberty collection. So let me just show you the samples that you're getting for each one. So we've got our lovely bunting here. So it doesn't matter whether you get the Liberty bundle or you're getting the Riley Blake bundle. You can make these in the fabrics of either of them because you've got the patterns in both combinations. And this bunting is really sweet, really lovely, and it's both-sided. Really, really lovely, that. And then we've got our lovely little bag here as well. This is a really sweet bag. Well, I have just heard that the graphics is going off for the Riley Blake collection because it's about to sell out. That means they're all in your baskets. So it's now the one who presses their fingers the quickest that literally everything, we are oversubscribed. So what's in your baskets, the number in the baskets is more than the stock that we have. So whoever clicks out fastest ends up getting it. So I've not had that before on the show with any show that I've done, but that just shows you how popular this fabric is. So Liberty is now the only one. So this bundle is sold out in this combination. And it's weird because it's normally Liberty is the first one to sell out. It's really great. But you can see these bags and these demos are fantastic. And it doesn't matter whether you use the Riley Blake or the Liberty fabric. You've got enough to be able to make these 3 products in either of the colorways that you've got. And then this is the Liberty colorway here. But we've got the wonderful, this is issue 2. This beautiful bag is in issue 2, and you've got 6 patterns, but you've got the fabric there to make 3 of the projects on it. This one's very, very beautifully delicate on this, and look at that. And you've got these wonderful little pockets that you can cover everything with, and then you can fill these little pockets, and you can make these as wide as you like. So if you've got a slightly larger rotary cutter that you wanted to put in one, you just wouldn't do the seam up there. You could then make that a bit wider. But it's a really, really lovely tools. What are we calling this? A tool roll. I thought it was something like that. I was going to say tool pockets, but that's not right, obviously. But that's a lovely, lovely little pattern, that. But now, one of the nice things that I saw in that demo was Kerrie's excellent use of the Soline glue pen in order to put the zips in. Now, I traditionally have only ever used these for English paper piecing, but you do get a piece of instructions when you get yours, so don't worry about that. It's not going to be empty like this, and it will tell you how to do it. So when you are wanting to use this, it comes in this little plastic box, and I do find when I travel, keep the plastic box because the number of times I lose the pen, but at least if it's in the plastic box, it's that little bit bigger to find. So how this works is, you can see that we've used this already, but what happens is as you get to use the glue, you can, it's like a lipstick really, or a chapstick, you can just unwind it until you're finished. And you can see these are how long, this glue stick has been used, so you can tell that's roughly how long it is. So it's pretty much the height of it there is the length that you're going to get. Now, how long will it last, I hear people asking, and that is literally as much glue as you use. It varies by people. Kat is doing an English paper piecing project. Now, how many hexagons were you doing with one of these? She gets about 45 hexagons out of one of these. I glue a lot more, so I get about 25 out of mine. But literally, you can easily do 45 hexagons, say comfortably 30 to 40 hexagons on all of these. I'm very, very heavy with my glue. Kat may be a bit lighter, and that's the trick, is that it's you then, the way you use the glue is just either you're doing I'm like, to make sure that it stays down, because that is not going anywhere. Where Kat is probably a lot more delicate, and she does this with a bit more precision and making sure that it lasts a little longer as well. So I'm like, you're not coming out ever. So that is the best way of doing it. But the glue is, honestly, these glues are fantastic for so many different projects. How much? That can't be right. Okay. The last time I bought one of these, they were £9.20. So this is a fantastic price, a really good price on these. You're getting one, it comes with one and you get a refill. Yep, so you're getting 2 glue sticks, one will be in the pin and you're getting a refill, and you're getting the pin, and that's £5.99. And that really is a lot cheaper than I paid the last time, so should have come to Sewing Street, shouldn't I? Oh, we've had a lovely message on Facebook. Somebody called Pepper. Hello. She says Kerrie is a very clear demonstrator and brilliantly clear. And she doesn't normally sew, she normally makes jewellery. But during this hour, she was glued to Sewing Street, making sure that she was watching Kerrie, glued to her phone. Oh, that's wonderful to hear, Pepper. Thank you so much. It's lovely to hear from you. And thank you so much for messaging in. We're really, really great to hear from you all. Really, really great. Now, we're going to set up for our fantastic tools hour for the next hour. So bear with us. We'll be back in a minute or two once we set up the set. Thank you. Hi, I'm John Cole Morgan, and I'm here to give you my top tips on how I go about enjoying my sewing experience. My first top tip, as everybody knows, rotary cutter safety. If you're not using it and it's not on the mat, that blade must be locked. Please be safe. My second top tip is always buy more fabric than you need. If you don't have it, it's always going to sell out. You're going to struggle to find it, and when you do, it's going to cost you a lot more than when you were going to buy it originally. So buy it all. You always regret the bit you didn't buy. My next tip is positive or negative, always listen to the advice and opinions of other people. Even if you ignore them, everybody has a different perspective, everybody has a different take on things, and it might help you along the way. The next top tip I have is always buy the most expensive and the most useful and the most practical for your brain product that works for you. Some people prefer different things, buy what works for you. And my last tip is, this is fun, this is enjoyable, and make sure you are enjoying it. Because there's nothing worse than carrying on with something and hating it and not enjoying it. You need to make sure that you're having fun. Those are my top tips and how it is that I enjoy my sewing experience. I hope they help you, because they have helped me. For more handy tips and demonstrations, make sure you watch us on our Freeview channel 74, Sky channel of 670, otherwise follow us on YouTube on Sewing Street, where you can catch up on past demonstrations and shows. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
If you love sewing, then you need the UK's favourite sewing magazine. Every month, you'll receive exclusive patterns. Follow simple step-by-step guides suitable for all skill levels to make your own stunning clothes, accessories and more, together with inspiring tips and tricks from industry experts. Join in and discover your love for sewing. Try Love Sewing today and get your first 3 issues for just £6.
Hello there, I'm Debbie Shaw, and I would love you to join me on the first Monday of every single month for Sewing Street Surgery. Now, this is a dedicated hour where I answer your questions, and that could be questions about techniques, it could be questions about tools, it could be questions about new products, or maybe something that you've seen that you just don't understand. There's a lot of questions about tensions on sewing machines, and there's a lot of questions about working with different weights of fabrics. So if you have a question that you'd like to ask me, the easiest way to bring a question over to us is to go to our Facebook page and post your question on there. I will collate all of those questions throughout the week. If we need any new products for you, or if we need any new demonstrations, those will all be worked on leading up to that first Monday of the month. So do join me, Debbie Shaw, on Sewing Street Surgery on the first Monday.
Would you like to take part in our weekly competition? If you do, then all you have to do is head to the Sewing Street fan page group on Facebook. Post your picture of your make. Myself, Debbie Shaw, and John Cole Morgan love looking at all of your makes every week. We pick our favourite and announce the winner every Friday live on the show. Happy sewing and good luck.
Hello, I'm Kerrie from Living in Loveliness, and I'm very excited to be joining the Sewing Street family. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Good morning, welcome back to Sewing Street. I'm John Cole Morgan and I'm really excited to have you here for our third hour this morning. 21st of May, listen to me. 21st of May and this is our 10 o'clock show and we've got so much for you. I'm going to recap our early bird because some of you may not have been with us. This has been incredibly popular this morning. We ended up being able to get a lot more extra stock in because we knew it was going to be so popular. Just look how fantastic this bundle is. Really, really great colourway here. We've got our beige colourway here. We've got our misty blue. We've got our pink. Was it pink? Coral. I keep getting it wrong. Coral, and then we've got our orange. But just look how beautiful that colourway is. I'm just going to move that out of the way. But whenever we have a fabric bundle in our early bird, it goes crazy. And this has been specially, we made sure we had extra stock in today because we know how popular they are. And just look how beautiful they are. Really, really lovely combination there. That's a ½ metre of them already, of each colourway. And well done if you've managed to get yours already. What are you going to make? Send us in your pictures. I can't wait. Don't forget to send us in messages. It's lovely to hear from you all every day. So make sure you stay in touch with us on our social media. We'd love to hear from you. But I'm very excited. We've got our return of Aurifil. It is our starting point of getting Aurifil in. This is our very first pack that we've had in. This is the Aurifil Necessities collection. Sorry, just rearranging the set as I like. So we've got our black colourway, the grey, the white and the cream, and these are absolutely stunning. 1,300 metres of each of these. These are the very, very big spools, the ones that last for ages and ages. The colourways, and I've managed to arrange them back in the way there so you can see you've got the spool colours there. 2692 for the black, 2600 for the grey, 2021 for the white and 2000 for the cream. That's the colourways of them, and they come in, I'm going to call it a little house, and they live their little house and they watch you across the room. They're really, it's such a lovely, gosh, that is fabulous. How are we doing on these? We've got less than 30 of these in left. You can tell how well they've been selling this morning. But you can know, anybody who's ever bought these before knows that Aurifil is the most fantastic quality. 100% cotton, 50 weight, perfect for piecing, perfect for quilting. And that quality is so great. And what I loved when I had these out, look how that shines. You know, when you just look at the sheen that you're getting on these threads, they're just beautiful. Just look at that sheen. It really, really works well. The only reason I'm not showing the black out, not that it doesn't sheen, it just, you can't see it. Because it's on screen, you can't see it. But there really is a genuine sheen on that. You can. But if you work with cotton thread, every single person that I know who uses 100% cotton, they are all Aurifil fans. It's a really amazing quality brand, really great. And they're just fabulous. Oh, they're made in Italy. Fab. That's right, it's in Milan, isn't it? In Milan. Very chic, got to be done. So I'll leave our little Aurifil over here, staring at us through the day, looking at us from its little house. Love that. Now, we have got something which I absolutely love. This Stripology XL ruler. Now, anybody who is looking for the XL ruler, you're going to struggle to find it everywhere because I tried. I needed one. And then we got a massive delivery, so we've got a lot of stock of this at the moment. So we've got it in available, and everywhere else is having a 1 month to 6 week wait on it. So hang on with that. So the first thing you're going to do when you are doing your Stripology preparation, and there's always a little bit of prep, is we're going to use our lovely little prim iron. Now, Andrew, if you're watching, my love, go and do something else. You do not need to see anything that's going on here. So what I'm doing here is, any of you who've ever watched any of my shows with regards to the Bargello, you need to make strip sets that look like this. Yours will be a lot less wrinkled because they won't have just come out of a plastic bag, but you need to make strip sets like that for my Bargello kits. And in order to do that is you need to make sure that everything is pressed really, really nicely. And it's just one of those little features, it's that little thing that you need to do to be able to just make sure that you're getting the cleanest cut possible on your fabric. because if you've got a little bit of a kink with a fold of fabric, it's not going to come out quite as well. So whenever I'm using the Stripology, I make sure that everything's pressed nice and flat, and I wait until the iron's actually fully heated. I'm either leaving it on or not turning it on. I'm doing really well with this. But the great thing with this iron, so it's plugged in. I've now got my foot on the plug. Look how long it is. It's 2 meters long. It's fabulous. But it does come in really, really handy, especially when you're doing things in a smaller area. And you're sort of doing a day away or whatever, because sometimes the plugs aren't quite near you, so having that little bit of extra space just makes your life that little bit easier, being able to do it that way. So you just make sure you've got a nice flat piece of fabric that you're going to be using and cutting. And that prim iron is so brilliant. Love it. I always press both sides simply because, as you can tell on this side, it's a little bit stubborn. But of course, Andrew, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen an iron before in my whole life. Don't know how they work. I got home last night after all my ironing yesterday and was told he's buying me a prim iron because apparently I know how to use that one. Oh, the rudeness of it. The rudeness of it. I didn't mention I already had one, so there we go. So there we have it. And the reason I'm doing 2 is because this demo goes so quickly, it'll be gone before you know it. So I always try and do 2 bits of fabric on this. And Stripology is all about speeding it up, but this iron is just so fabulous. And of course I've got my June Taylor pressing board as well, which is a really nice feature to be able to have, because when you're doing your ironing, you just pick it up, when you're doing your pressing, you just pick it up and you put it on, and it's all ready and easy for you. So there we go, that's my second piece. And then I'm going to show you a magic little trick as well, which I'm stealing from Vicky, because Vicky did the most brilliant demo. I'm going to nick that from her. But that's what I love about this, is that everybody comes up with a different way of using these rulers, and it's great because when we can share them with you, and you can get all the different ideas of what we're doing. And you can go back and watch them on YouTube as and when you're ready to, or when you've got the ruler and it arrives and you can't quite remember what it is that you're doing. Vicky did a fabulous demo on the 23rd of April, so if you want to go and watch her birthday show again, you'll be able to see her demo on that. But again, I do think you need to make sure that your fabric's nice and flat with this. Last piece, I know this is boring, sorry. There we go. And I'm turning the prim iron off, because the great thing with this prim iron is it's got this wonderful little dial on the top of it that you can then rotate. So at the moment it's off, where previously you can set it to the just number 1 dot, 2 dots, and 3 dots. So you can see you've got, now it's on maximum, and normally I put it on maximum and forget. So that's where it's on 2 dots, that's on 1 dot, and then to remind myself, it's off. So then all I do is I just put it to one side, and if and when I need it later, it's done. And look, I've used my June Taylor pressing board, fabulous little thing, and here you go, just put it down, sorted, done. I'm hearing in the talkback that they've got this little thing that when John's on, oh God, put that down there, he'll want that. It's brilliant. And it's all the things I play with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, where is it? There we go. So first thing I'm going to do is I've now folded my fabric in half. I just try and make sure that I've got it, when I do my folding here, stay. When I do my folding here, I try and make sure that my fold line here is lined up with my seam allowances. And the reason being is that when you straighten these out, you can see that that's not completely even, but when I straighten this all out, I want to make sure I'm getting as straight a cut as possible. So there we go, that's my grey fabric, and then I'm going to line this up here. And the great thing with this, the markings on here are incredible. So over here you can see my black line lined up at the bottom of my grey and the bottom of my grey, but you can tell it's nowhere near lined up. So if I line that up there, so my bottom's absolutely perfect, and if I look at the oh gosh, that came out so wrong. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. the base of my fabric is lined up perfectly. Sorry about that. I will choose my wording carefully next time. And then you can tell there that white line up there is lining up with the top of the fabric perfectly. So there we go. Now, I had a really good piece of feedback from you lovely ladies and gentlemen on Facebook. Last time I did this, I just went like this and cut. Don't do that. Hold your ruler, because I did it and it was not right. And it was only after I got halfway through it and the ruler moved and I nearly cut a finger off, I realized that's not how you do it. But the great thing is, I'm just going to move this up a little bit for you. Over here, you can see there's a little teardrop. Just there, you can see these wonderful little teardrops. That is for you to put your blade into. So when you're coming to cut it, you put your blade into that teardrop and then you cut all the way along. It just makes your life a lot easier having somewhere to put your blade into there. And then on the other end, you've got another teardrop where you can take your blade out and it's not going to cause a problem. Right, so when I'm cutting my first line, I hold my ruler down, I put my blade into that little teardrop nice and safely over there, and I cut my starting line. Okay? So I know that for my next demo, I need that to be 3 inches. So I'm going to go and put this in my 3-inch teardrop and cut a 3-inch piece. And I'm going to cut one more, so I know 3 plus 3 is 6. So there we go. I've cut my 3. So that's it. That's my cutting of pieces there. And that's my waist, and that's only because there wasn't a straight edge to do. But now I've got this already in the system already. So if I've now taken those out and think, actually, I forgot, I do need a 2.5-inch strip, I then line this up. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm lining this up with a 5-inch line, because on the 5-inch line over here, you'll see there's a square. So what the square means is every 2.5 inches, there's a square. But then you'll also see that, sorry, let me check. Yes, 2.5 inches is squares. But every now and then you'll see there's a little star as well. The star is every 1.5 inches. And what this is it's a little cheat for you by Creative Grids. And what they do is they do that so that you don't have to actually go and add them up as you go. You just cut where the squares are if you're doing 2.5 inches. So I'm going to do a 2.5 inch there. That's my first square. Then I'm going to do 2.5 over here, and there we go. And it's done. That's it. I've cut my 2.5 inch square bits, and then that's a little bit of waste simply because it's not the clean edge. And that's a really nice, easy way of cutting out the strips that you need. But now, let me show you a trick I learned from Vicky, and I'm going to take absolutely no credit for this. So if it goes wrong, it's all Vicky's fault. But the great thing is literally, I needed to be reminded a little bit of the beginning of the show, at the beginning of the show. So I checked out Vicky's tutorial on it, and it was so simple. It was genius. She's very clever, that girl. So what she showed me was, I need to just take 10 seconds to familiarize myself with it. There we go. So what she did was she lined her fabric up better than I did. So there you go. Now you keep your fabric, and your fabric is now lined up on top of each other. I love this little ruler holder. So what she's done here is, you will see on your Stripology, now you're going to forgive me cutting at an angle, it's just because I haven't got the time to rearrange everything. So you can see that there is a line across here that runs all the way along the ruler, and that is a 60-degree line. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to create myself a starting edge. So I'm going to cut there, and I'm going to pick my ruler up and take my starting edge piece off. So what that does, you will see I've now got my starting edge lined up at the 1-inch line. I've got my 60-degree line over here, and I know that my fabric is 3 inches this way. So that's 1, 2, 3.5 on the diagonal. So I'm going to cut 3.5. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm going to cut 3. I'm being silly. So you can see I'm going to add 3 onto 1 is 4. Okay, and I know that sounds really complicated, and I got very long-winded there. So there we go. I've now gone 3. Now I'm going to do number 7, because 4 plus 3 is 7. And then 7 plus 3 is 10. And there we go. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to just leave my ruler in this fabulous slotted section there. What I'm doing now is I've got these fabulous diamonds. And what the diamonds are able to be done is you can then, oops, I've got those off, there we go. So with the diamonds, what you can do then is you've got 3 diamonds. I can't remember if it's 3 or 8 that you need. There we go, so it is 3. And you've got your 6-pointed star. But now, I'm not finished yet. If I had cut enough, oh, I have cut enough. I haven't. So now I'm going to do the same thing again. 2 seconds. So I'm going to cut out a little bit more of these. I love working here. There's fabric everywhere you look. So when I run out of things, I just go and do this. And I think somebody used this for the previous demo as well on this, which is great. Now I'm cutting 5 layers on this. I'm feeling confident, only because I'm quite confident with my rotary cutting. I need you to also make sure that you're feeling confident with your rotary cutting. So you cut as many layers or as few layers as you feel comfortable with. Don't feel pressured to do 5 layers because I'm doing it. You do how much you feel comfortable with. So I'm doing exactly the same thing again now. I'm lining up my 60-degree line on the base of the grey. Okay, I'm going to create myself a nice clean edge. I'm just going to move my ruler along to make that clean edge on a round number. Line that up with my 60 degrees. So I've got my 3 is sorted. There we go. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. And I think that's probably the last one I'll get. I'll try 15 as well. 15, but I definitely didn't get the bottom fabric on the bottom there. So when you finish using it, you need this Millwood ruler holder there. It's brilliant. So I'm getting rid of the beginning bit, get rid of the ending bit, and then I knew that I didn't have enough on those, so I get rid of those. So now I start that again. So I've got my star being built here. Now you just thought it's a Stripology. I can only cut straight lines on a Stripology. Well, I don't think you were right, were you? Were you now? So you can see now I've cut that. But what's also good is you've got the tumbling blocks. So I'm going to rotate this fabric round just so that you can see it's a different colour, because I didn't cut 3 different colours. But it's great because you can now create this wonderful 3D effect all the way around your block, because now you can see by just rotating the fabric round so it will just be a lighter colour, you've created not only a star but also a hexagon. But if you break those down, there's a 3D tumbling block everywhere you go. And it's just such a clever simple project. So let's say you don't like these, you want these to be dark, then you rotate these to be light. And these are really popular in EPP because it just creates, you've got a hexagon, you've actually got a simple hexagon there, but now look how that's changed completely by putting the dark ones on the outside. And that is just a hexagon shape, as is that. That's a hexagon there as well, but it's also a tumbling block. But then being able to expand it out and create the star, it's fabulous. But now you get bored and you're thinking, actually, I want to create more. These are all that, just literally, this is all I did was cut out all these different shapes from here, and you just keep going. So you can just keep adding them on, going in different directions. And that's what I love about these rulers, is you can do so much with them, and you can play with them how you like, and create all these different shapes and designs, and you become your own little designer on it. And they all fit in perfectly. So incredibly effective, really quickly. And if I rotate these, you can see I've now created a second tumbling block going on the outside. And now I've run out of squares. So, but you can see what I mean, that you can then go, and if you cut out a few more here, you can get another grey one there, and you can then cut these off, and you've now got a different one. So if you then wanted to do these and cut these in, actually, I'm going to do that. If you do use the Millwood ruler, please make sure that it's counterbalanced, because it just fell over because I took all the rulers off there. So you've got these wonderful triangles. All you're doing is you're cutting that in half, and you're building this little hexagon as you go. Told you, I'm always damaging the set and throwing things around. So I'm using a lovely little Creative Grids ruler here as well. It's the 8.5-inch square. But it's just one of those, I said to you yesterday when I demoed it yesterday, it's such a simple ruler that most of us don't actually use. But it's one of those ones that really works very, very well. And I'm going to do a little bit of a cheat here. And you're going to trust me, it's only because I'm on telly. And I'm trying to get this demo shown to you. There we go. And I only need one more of those because, as you can see, now all of you, every single one of you, always consider the Stripology rulers only to be for straight line cutting. And now I have made that simply by cutting the fabric out of with the Stripology ruler. I've used the angle, the 60-degree angle. Now look at that giant hexagon. Does that not make you want to actually make more of them? And the good thing is you can then create these however you like. So if you want to then create a different color on the outside, you can do that. I'm just rotating them around to give you an idea of color. And you can play with them as you go, because if you wanted to do these in a different color as well, you can just completely change the whole design just by changing colour. And I think it's such a really, really lost art that people don't actually go and get these rulers and actually play with them. Because every single one of us knows Stripology, that you can cut the two, you've got these wonderful little cutting lines every ½ inch, and you can move it down to cut 1/4 inches as well. And you're used to cutting 0, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, and you just go all the way down and you just think it's a straight line. But look at this. This is all from this fabulous ruler. And you are I just absolutely love this. And now I'm thinking, but look, even like that, you can see that that just makes the most gorgeous placemat. That's a gorgeous bag. You're just thinking there as well, while I'm holding the ruler there, I'm going to just do, I don't have any more of that fabric. But with this then, if you wanted to finish it, I've got to just finish this now because you see my brain's now done it. You just add the triangles on the side. You can just add a triangle on the side and you've got a really nice big project there for the top of a bag or the back of a bag. It's just the most fabulous, fabulous extra use on these rulers. So that was a 60-degree line on that. You've also got the 45-degree line that you can play with, and you've got I've got the ruler upside down, that's why I can't read it, sorry about that. So you've also got the 30-degree line as well that you can easily be able to do. And then on top of that, you've got the squaring function. So the squaring function I'll show you on the other rulers, but what they've done is you've got the squaring ruler over here, which is the Stripology squared ruler, which is a separate ruler. But what they've done with the XL, it's the exact same ruler. They just merged it to be able to give you that wonderful special offer of being able to have both rulers in one, which is why this ruler has sold out everywhere and you're struggling to get it. And we can't find it anywhere because you can't get it anywhere else. Well, I've struggled, put it this way, I was looking for this and we didn't have any in stock. So I went looking for it but I couldn't find it, and now we've got lots in stock. But if you want to try it out, give it a go. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. You've only ever considered Stripology to be straight lines, haven't you? I know I did. Look at that. There's barely a straight line in it. You know what I mean? They're all straight lines, but it's not your traditional straight line that you're thinking of like this. This is what you consider, that you're cutting your strips out, you're cutting your binding out. It's a great ruler for that, and it really is. But I'm going to show you another trick with this as well, which works very well. I'm going to show you this fabric first, and then I might come back to it, because I don't want to cut the fabric up without having shown you what the fabric looks like. Now, counterbalance your rulers, John. Make sure you pay attention. I'm going to move that one over one more. Let me do the fabric. Let's do the. See, I'm not doing very well on this today. So this ruler stand is fabulous. I've packed too much into the rulers here at the back, and what I'm doing is I'm putting it in the wrong slot. There we go. You need to put, if you haven't got a lot of rulers on the stand, you need to put the heavier rulers towards the front, because then it doesn't fall over on you, especially if you're on telly. So there we go. So this is a really, really great way of being able to use this ruler, and that is the Stripology XL. The one thing I did forget to mention to you on the Stripology XL is you've still got, on most of the Creative Grids rulers, you've always got those non-slip grip dots on the back with most of the rulers. Whereas on here, you can see it's not dots, it's actually lines. So you have got that non-slip grip technology, just not being in dots. But every raised area, like there is a dot there, you can see you've got the dot there, but everywhere that they can put a raised area, they have. And the technology is so good because now this hasn't got any dottage on that. Dottage is probably the wrong word, you know what I mean. But you can see that that moves very, very easily. But now this has got the non-slip grip technology on the back. So when you return it, I'm going to call it dottage from now on. But you can see that that is, and I've got some wobble on my table. If you could see, I've actually knocked the Aurifil. Look at that. Look at my Aurifil box over there. Watch it, it's going, it's waving at you. Hello, buy me, buy me, buy me. You see, this is the Aurifil trying to run away. But now I've got my fingers on the ruler, so if I rotate this round without the slippy side, it's, you know, the ruler is moving and it's the same thing, but it's the whole table's rotating. But there, the ruler's not moving at all because I've got that non-slip grip technology on there to be able to keep that nice and safe for you. So I have to say, this is an incredibly good ruler. The fact that they've now merged, and I'll show you this squaring ruler there, into this is fantastic. So I'm going to do the demo on that in a few seconds. Let me show you some fabulous fabrics, because obviously we all love good fabric, because I've been told I can cut it up. So these are all half-metre pieces. We've got a whole range of these on the website, so to have a little squiz on there, there might be a fabric colour that we don't have here that we've got on the website, so have a little look on that. So we're going to start with the blue. These are all sold by the half-metre, and what I love about it, it's got this mottled, washed effect to it. You know, it's got the, what are they calling it? Denim. But it's not a denim, it's more of that effect, the denim, the way, you can see what I mean, that when you look at denim fabric, it looks like that. This is not a denim fabric, it's 100% cotton, quilting cotton. It's just the design on the the design that they've done with the blue is called denim. This is $3.99 for a half-metre of that, and it's a really great colour that. Look at that beautiful blue. Get it more in the front there so you can see, look at that. Really good. So that's that first half-metre we've got there. Such a great price. And then we've got, oh, this pink is lovely. It's got this lovely pink as well. Are these wider than normal? Yep, they're 44. So there we go. Look at that pink. Isn't that gorgeous? It's such a great colour, that. Doesn't matter what fabric you've got, having a nice big bold colour in there is always going to do well. So what I love about this, we do a lot of bundles and we do a lot of like the early bird kits and things like that. They're really great and I love that. But what I also love is, let's say you buy a bundle and you think, actually, I really like that one particular colour. We have got a lot of these by the half-metre on the website, like these. So these are not in a bundle, but you'll be able to go and find a whole load of different fabrics there by the half-metre, and it's really very, very competitively priced. This is the orange bundle here, the tangerine bundle here, which is really a lovely, lovely orange on that. Look at that. Sorry, can I repeat that? Okay, so the great thing with Talkback is a whole separate conversations going on without you being aware. Hannah has been on, when during lockdown, she painted a lot of her house orange, and she's really liking orange. And what did you say the definition? She looked up what the definition of orange was the other day. One of the definitions were, it means that you're actually lacking social interaction, which obviously you are during lockdown, but now her whole house is painted orange. And she's really going to struggle with the amount of orange in there. So if anybody wants to come and repaint Hannah's house, please let us know. That would be great. We've got this wonderful sunshine cut. Sorry, I'm hearing there are orange dyes and paints and everything. I've got this image of her living inside a tangerine. I love it. So we've got this wonderful sunshine cotton mixer fabric, not cutter fabric. There for, again, $3.99. And look at that colour. It's so vibrant there. It's really good. Love that. But you can see these fabrics are really brilliant and they're nice and vivid. So, and then I'm really excited because I get to cut bits off these in a little bit. Can I cut in all of them? No, I don't need to cut all of them. We'll pick two. We'll pick two. But look at that. Look at that. That purple, the lilac is lovely. Really, really lovely colours these. Again, they're 44 inches wide with the selvages, half a metre for $3.99. And that lilac is really lovely, that. So which colours? Perfect, perfect. So I'm just going to cut a strip of those off now. So I'm hearing we've got a stock update. The sunshine has been so popular. Can we get more of this? We're not sure. We're going to try, but we're not sure. But there are only 3 meters left of the sunshine. So you can tell people are loving this already. So make sure that if you are doing it, that we can go from there. I'm hoping this is going to be one of our staple collections as well. It's a really lovely fabric there. I was going to do a demo on this, but I can't remember what I was doing. And then I was going to cut them up for something. Squaring up. I'm going to use this for now. I can't remember what it was. I was going to use that for something, but I've completely forgotten what it was. That's the problem. Right, so back to our rulers. We've got our, I'm going to do the little squaring up tool first. I'll cut that in a minute. I can't remember what I wanted it for, sorry. So now we've got our Stripology squared mini ruler. This is 7 inches, no, yes, 7 inch, no, it's about 8 inches, I reckon, because 7 ends there and you've got a bit more. Let's call it 7 inches by 6.5. And what's so great about this is for you to be able to square your fabric up absolutely, precisionally, perfectly. So you've got 7 inches up there and it's then 6.5 inches across there. And this is a really, really good tool for you to be able to square up your fabric. So over here you can tell I've been really, really good going through the scrap bag, and I found this really, really square piece of fabric. Can you tell? Look there, we've got a lovely bow over there. We've got I think we actually got a straight line at the bottom there. No, we don't there. So what I wanted to do was to show you, and I'm going to do that. And you can see I did a really nice straight cut on that. So what... I'm just hearing now Kat going in my ear going, well, that's why it's not straight. So there we go. So I'm now going to work out how big I want my square to be. And if I've got enough, I'm going to try. I'm going to make a 5-inch square. So if you look where I am now, you can see that the fabric underneath there, let me move this a little bit over there. You can tell if I did that, I've got a hole in my 5-inch square. But if I rotate this over there, I've got 0 to 5 over here. 0 to 5 over here works fine. And then I've got from 0 to 5 over there. So I can create a 5-inch square very, very comfortably. So the first thing I'm going to do is check that the fabric's going to fit in that area. If you're doing a half square triangle or you're doing something like that, you'll see that you've got this wonderful dotted line across the middle. You would line your seam up with that line at that point there, because you can see you've got this two black lines over there, which is going to be the end of where your square is. So you would line up your half square triangle with that seam in the middle, being in the middle, and then you would square the triangle off like I'm doing now. You would cut all four sides to be able to square your triangle. So I'm going to cut this side and that side first. Okay. Again, you've got this wonderful non-slip grip technology on the squaring ruler. So I've now got, so you can see I've got that bit now nice and square there, and we're going to pretend that that doesn't have a hole in it. We're going to pretend that's part of the square. Actually, I think we can cut away with that. So I've cut this side and I've cut that side. And this is where a rotating cutting mat would have been a lot easier. If you've got a rotating cutting mat, you'd be very happy at this point. I stupidly forgot to put that in the demo. Apologies. My mistake there. So what I can do now is you can see I've got a little hole in that bit of fabric there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my zero line down as far as I can, and I think I'm just going to get it. Right. So now I can tell that I've got all of my fabric is in that 5-inch square. So the 5 inches, we're going from 0 to 5 there, and I can tell that I'm at 5 there and 5 there. So all I'm going to do now, I'm going to trim that off there. Oh, and I didn't catch any fabric there, so that's perfectly lined up. There's your 5-inch square. Absolutely perfect. So the reason I showed you the mini one first is because the technology for the middle, I find showing the mini one is easier to show you how it works as a technology, because there you've got a really simple ruler. You've got your white zigzag lines down the middle to line up your half square triangle, your quarter square triangles. So if you're doing a quarter square triangle, that's going to be your middle point there where they two intersect, and you move it along to be able to cut that up and do there. Because you can see you've got your zero line here and you've got your zero line here as your central point to line up. So it's a great ruler being able to do that. All of these come with instructions on how it is you use the ruler, so it's always a good idea to take the instructions that come with it. Check out the YouTube channel, go and have a little look, and do research from other people other than Creative Grids as well, because there are so many fabulous demos on it. Again, we've got our Creative Grids dottage, the non-slip technology on the back there. You can see I'm doing that, and then on this side we don't have any of that. You can see it's a completely clean line, and again, just using it, you can see when it hasn't got the grip, it does move a lot more, and when we rotate this round and it's got the grip, look, there my Aurifils waving at you. Can you see the Aurifils in the corner? Brand new today, waving at you there. That beige one's getting very enthusiastic. But you can see my ruler hasn't moved at all, because of that non-slip technology. It's not completely non-slippable. It's not going to be down there and never move. You can slide it along your fabric as you go if you want to as well. It does move along, but you've got to physically move it to be able to get that right. It's just a really fabulous ruler. Check out the QR code on the instructions as well, and that is your Creative Grids non-slip Stripology Mini Quilt Ruler by Gudrun Erler. So that's the mini one. Do not fall over, please don't fall over, please don't fall over. So we've now got, there we go. So now we've also got the full-size Stripology squared ruler. So this is the exact same ruler. The only thing is here you can cut 12.5-inch squares out of this. So you've got to, sorry, the camera lady is just trotting through to come and do this. We've got a new person in today coming to do that. Hello. So we are now able to do a 12.5-inch square out of this, whereas the previous one you could do up to 6.5-inch squares. So you can see this is just a bigger ruler to be able to cut bigger squares. And for quilting, certainly 12.5 inches is pretty much the standard size for most blocks. You've got that same technology there. You can see these are very, very smooth. And on this side, you've got all that non-slip grip technology there, which I've now lovingly called dottage. And that will mean that your ruler doesn't move anywhere near as much. You've got all your 45-degree lines across there as well, so you can easily square up half square triangles, quarter square triangles, or just normal square fabric you're wanting to square out. And you can see here you've got these black lines to be able to do the pretty standard sizes. So you've got your 3-inch, 4-inch, 5-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch, 11-inch, and your 12-inch. You'll be able to line those up just to cut the squares. And then you've got your 6-inch and your 12.5 inches there as well. Sorry, your 6-inch, and then you've got this little white line just above the 6-inch. inch, which will take you to get your 6.5 inch line as well. But in the middle, you'll see you've got the squares as well. So you can see I'm on this side of a 4.5 inch square, and then over here that's the other side. So you can still cut out your 4.5 inch squares, 5.5, 6.5, 8, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10, all the way up to 12.5 using the white lines as well. So you can line them up over here to cut them, go gradiating out to 12 inches. Otherwise you can do your 12.5s in the middle, center it round and square it up. And this technology is available also in the miniature, but now the Stripology XL ruler that we've got as well, that is included. This is included in the squaring ruler. So that squaring ruler, you can see you've got the exact lines that you've got in the squaring ruler, but it's just embedded in the XL ruler now. So you've still got where you can cut the squares going out that way. Sorry, I've got the ruler upside down. You can still cut the black squares out that way, and you can still cut the square up your 12.5 inch square that way. You've still got your 45-degree lines, but this ruler worked very, very well, as you saw, being able to cut 60-degree angles out and cut diamonds out. Now all of a sudden that Lone Star you've been terrified of, not only can you use your own fabric stash, but it actually becomes a lot more achievable because you feel a lot more confident because you know what you're doing. Good old Creative Grids, and I'm so, so pleased that I was able to show you that today. Really, really lovely demo on that. And that mainly came from Vicky. So thank you very much. She's not in today, but we managed to get you to take one of her demos from a previous one. So don't forget my little Aurifil threads over here. They have been trying to escape. These are fantastic. Brand new to Sewing Street today. We've got our white, we've got our grey, we've got our cream, and we've got our black, the Aurifil Necessity threads there. 50 weight, 1,300 meters of each one. And these are for piecing, they're for quilting, they're for embroidery, anything you can think of for doing with cotton thread. This is what you can do with it. It's a really, really robust thread. And Aurifil, well known as being one of the best designs of cotton thread. You really will love this thread completely. And there's so much on it, 1,300 meters on each one of these spools, and such a great price, $35.99 today. And we've been selling really, really well on these today. We knew you would. We knew we would because it was so popular the last time. It was so good. I got to unwrap each and every one of them. It was like Christmas, being able to take them all off. It was brilliant. Really, really good. We've also got some fabulous quilt labels for you today. These are really cute. Which one am I doing first? Perfect. We're going to do red, mustard and grey. Now, I love these because look at these colours. They're so, so vibrant, these colours. Look at those. Aren't they just fab? They're so bright and bold. I love these. And I do think it's really, really important to label your quilts because often you make the quilt and nobody knows who it's made by. How many times have I gone into a charity shop and I would just love to know the lady's name who made it or the gentleman's name who made it. And I don't mind if they've written it on with a Koki pen on the back. Sorry, a felt tip pen. We call them Koki pens in South Africa, sorry. With a felt tip pen on the back or a Sharpie, but that's just a bit messy. These are really lovely. And the great thing is with all those wonderful alphabets you've all got on your sewing machines, you can easily stitch out your name there, put a bit of stabilizer on the back. It tells you where it was made, when it was made, or date it was made. It's really great, these. See, what I'm loving as well is a lot of quilts are made by people who are going through a difficult time or for people in a difficult time. And it's nice to be able to have a memory, to be able to say made during COVID-19 2020, the weirdness that was the world. But, you know, or I couldn't see anybody, so I made a quilt, you know, so you can just put a little message on there. And or just put an orange blob on the back if you need. You can match it in Hannah's house. That would be quite good. But I love these because you've got different sizes as well, because it doesn't necessarily all be for quilts. If you've made a little teddy bear or something small, these are really good. Or the inside of a bag, that would be really good. Or even if you're doing clothing, these would work really well on the label of the clothing. And they're just so cleverly done with all these brilliant features on there. They're really lovely. And it's $7.99. It's one of those panels that you don't mind getting and keeping and hanging on to for a while. I'm just counting how many we've got here. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. There's 27 of them on here for $7.99. So I know someone's working out how much they are per bundle now, I'm sure. But look how brilliant they are. And I love the fact that you've got all these different designs on there as well. And these hexagons are so brilliant. So it's 27p per label that it's coming out at. And you can tell the boldness of these colours. They're really great and they would complement any quilt that you like. Really lovely. So that's the red mustard and grey bundle there. Now the next one I'm about to show you, brand new to Sewing Street today. We're full of new goodies today. And this one is called the Blue, Pink and Lilac. Look at them. Aren't they lovely? Stitched with love, made with love. I love these. Yes. But the great thing is the empty ones you could then be able to stitch on whatever you like there. And you can see, look at those, homemade, and they just really a lovely, lovely colourway there. Really great. Again, 27 of them in this bundle. Coming out, how much did we say it was? 27p or 32p? 27p per label there if we're wanting to work it out equally along the way. It's 70 centimetres by 30 centimetres there. $7.99 for these bundle, for this little combination here. They're really great. I'm loving this. The great thing with these is imagine your quilt, no matter how terrible you think it might be, ends up being found one day and taken to the V&A and they don't know who you are. Put your name on the back. You've worked hard for that, stick your name on it. And that way then, if they give it away or do something with it and they can't produce it, they can try and make it themselves. You've got the label on the back, you've got proof it was yours. I love these, they're really, really great. Love that. So again, $7.99 for that bundle there. Really great, that one. And brand new to Sewing Street today. That's the pink, lilac and blue. Blue, pink and lilac. Perfect. So we've got a couple of panels here that we haven't gone through for this one. So this is actually a fabric square. This is the only squares options that we've got today. And because I've got rulers everywhere and I keep knocking them over, I'm going to show you these half and half. It's a really big thing. You're getting 40 different squares on this. And the great thing is they're all different. Every single colour is different. You can see you've got the sort of woven look there. You've got the black dot, the white dot and the zigzag. But you've got that in all those different colourways. And imagine trying to get a ½ metre of each of those. You're going to spend so much money doing that. And then you've got these other two colourways being the, I'm going to call them plum and purple. That might not be the right colourway. So you've got those colourways as well. So that's the standard that you're getting on everything. But we've also got this fabulous combination here, which are all these different stripes in the different colourways to be complementary to that fabric bundle. So I'm going to open this up to show you exactly what you're getting there with all the squares. It's really a lovely, lovely big collection there. It's 140 centimetres by 56 for $14.99. And then we've got our Geometrics Azure colourway here. Loving this. We use these for our design roll race that we had a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to show you the width of these. These are 55 inches, so you can see how big that is as well. I'm going to show you this way because you'll be able to see the gradation of the colours. You can see there the different gradation of the colours and the different designs that you've got going through all the way along, going from the darkest one to the lightest one there. And you can see beautifully how these different designs come all the way through that, going all the way to the lightest one on the end. Sorry, I'm always worried I'm going too quickly on these, so apologies if I'm too fast on your screen. Look at those. And the detailing on these fabrics is so, so good. Loving that. But you can see anything with this, you can see, imagine this as a bag. That would be a really great project there. And I have to say, this is definitely one of my favourites because we had the design roll race a couple of weeks ago, and this was included in that. It was brilliant. So that's the Azure Domestic. Geometrics. We got that there. Canvas. I am very excited about these. I absolutely adore our canvas collection that we've got. These are not a bundle. I am just fanning them out so I can just show you some of the colours that we've got. These are such great quality and they are just so, so brilliant. Look at all those colours. They are absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love them. The charcoal, the pinks, oh, it's beautiful. So I'm going to show you each one. Let me show you each colourway. So we're going to start with this. Is this Candy Apple Red? Just red. This is the red. So I'm going to stand over there. You can see it's 55 inches wide by 1/2 metre. And it is such a lovely soft feel to the fabric. It's really great. And what weight is this? Is this medium weight? I think it is the medium weight on this one. I can't remember the exact grammage of the weight. I'm just going to move that over there because I've got lots here. But they're just such a lovely, lovely fabric to be able to use. And you can use these for bags, for anything. And they're such a great price there. $3.99 for the 1/2 metre. This one is the lavender, if I'm not mistaken. That's only half of it because I'm not, I haven't unfolded all of it. Look at that colour. Isn't that just gorgeous? I think this is the lilac or the lavender. Of course. We've been struggling to find graphics, so forgive that. So there we go. We've got the purple cotton canvas fabric there, 1/2 metre for $3.99. And the next one we've got, I think, is the charcoal. I had these on with with somebody a couple of weeks ago, and I absolutely love these fabrics. They just, Angela Presley, was it Angela or Alison? No, Angela Presley, that's right. But they were, and I called her Alison once, that was my problem. There we go, so that's our charcoal colourway there, but it's not a black and it's not a grey, it's just that beautiful, rich, rich colour there. Grey is just definitely the in colour here. I'm loving it. Well, I'm using a lot more of it as well. Purple, purple. So Hannah's got orange all over her house. I'm telling her now she should use purple. So this one is, was it hot pink? Pink? Fuchsia. Really, really vivid, bright pink, this one. And it just feels so lovely. Fuchsia cotton canvas fabric there, 1/2 metre for $3.99. So before I do this, I'm going to advise, this one sells out very, very quickly and very, very fast. So this is our cream canvas. Isn't that just the most gorgeous colourway there? Really lovely. That's $3.99, and this one always is very, very popular. But it's definitely not a calico, and it is a softer, it just feels really, I want to say luxurious, because it's just got a really lovely feel on it. For a cotton canvas, this is really good. And you'd expect it to be quite rough at that price as well, and difficult to work with. But this is absolutely lovely. I really, really like that. But even if you're just curious about it, getting 1/2 metre for $3.99, it's such a great price. And it may just open up a nice little area for you that you'd not even considered or not even thought of. And what's great is most of the bags that we make and the bag shows that we've had, you don't need much more than 1/2 metre in order to make one of those bags. So it's a nice way to just trial it and give it a go. And it's a good price point for you not to be able to feel uncomfortable. Look at that one. This is called ochre. Oh, I love this colour. Really, really popular colour, this. We did this in the PU as well, and it sells out all the time. I'm loving that. Ooh. And I won't deny it's a lot easier to fold. And now we've got the pink. Love that. And then we've got the coral as well. But the great thing with this is if you've ever wanted to make one of those poofs that go on the floor or a bean bag or something like that, this fabric is so robust, that would be a really great way to try it. And it's one of those things at that price point of $3.99, it's a great way to just try something. Really, really great. So these are $3.99 for a half metre of each of those. That's the colourway we had for you. Really, really great there. And I'll just slide these along so you can see them all the way. There we go. Brilliant. Really, really lovely there. So don't forget about our lovely Aurifil that we've had on today. All the early bird, I have to say, I've definitely got one of these in my basket. Am I still going to be able to get mine, Hannah? Brilliant. Almost, because we ended up getting a bit more stock of this today, I'm definitely going to be able to get one for a change, which I love. You have been such a pleasure to have you all today. Really excited about everything we've got. If you haven't been able to catch the whole show, it'll be back up on YouTube later on today. Any questions after the show, make sure you drop us a line on Facebook. We'll be able to answer that as and when we can. Stay in touch with us on our Instagram profile. And that was, what have we got on tomorrow? Oh, it's me again. Now I am very excited about our mega stash bundles because I have a horrible feeling that absolutely every single fabric we have ever purchased and still has in stock is going to be available tomorrow. So anything that you've not seen or you want to see, that's 8 a.m. tomorrow with me. And then I've got my block of the week, block 7. Can you believe it's more than halfway now? And then at 10 o'clock, we've got a Quilting's Tool Hour as well. So it's going to be a really great show tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And that starts again at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Look forward to having you then tomorrow. See you soon.